drama. I whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
Transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that beat out like Michael Obama.
We already had it with
I got that
Obama,
big
so
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me.
No.
And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step back me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out like Michael Obama.
I try to shoot the drummer, but I missed and shot him in the ear. Oh no, oh. I try to shoot the drummer, but I missed and shot him in the ear. Oh no, oh. Yeah, all around in my hometown, they're trying to track me down. Yeah. They said they couldn't stand on the slope safely. I just climbed right up. Nobody stopped me. Nobody chased me. Nobody cared that I carried a weapon. Aim for the head, but they turned at the last second. Oh, now, oh. I tried to shoot the downer, but I missed and shot him in the air. Oh no, oh. I tried to shoot the downer, but I missed and shot him in.
I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking now your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches if Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich.
I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking out your dome into a ditch. You wish the simulation hadn't glitched. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich.
Britney Spears, can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically. Good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true, so what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big ups to yourself. Big ups. Welcome back to Secret Society of Good Guys Ladies Night, where the ladies smoke free, and we are still waiting on Layla, but we are sitting in the VIP, and the bottle girl is on its way. So thank you guys for joining us. And right ahead of time, I just want to say, everybody who has a wrench, I don't know in the moment how to give Riggs a wrench. RGZ. Riggs is kind of allowed to say whatever he wants. You might be offended by it. Your religion might be offended by it. Your people, your village. Let him say it. It makes us laugh, and sometimes we need it. So never put Riggs in timeout again. That is the beginning of the Secret Society of Good Guys. So welcome back. Hi, Abbie.
Hello. Are you feeling better?
Did you like? I just had to. Let me take care of this business right off the bat.
I'm glad you did because I feel like it needed to be said. So, because Riggs is an OG, he gets he gets a pass.
He is allowed to offend us.
He
or
is.
Try.
Yeah, because it's always funny. And it
usually
leads
makes
to a good
us laugh,
conversation.
or gets us off topic.
Yep.
So, yes, I have a couple of joints rolled, and shit, I feel like it's been weird energy.
It's been crazy energy lately.
What's been going on with you?
I just feel like everything I'm thinking is like manifesting super fast. Like, and it's not intentional always. It's not like I'm trying to freaking make things happen, but it's magic. I'm feeling magical.
You're feeling magical. That's rad. I feel like I have been living a less intentional life, and it shows a little bit. But like if there's electricity, like if we're just energy, I feel like the energy around me is static electricity. And so somebody wrote it in chat on Friday night when we were talking about wearing mixed clothes. They were saying wearing mixed fabrics actually creates static electricity. And I was thinking how those things outside of ourselves, like wearing shitty plastic, stretchy pants, or not drinking the right water because it doesn't have the right minerals in it. And then who knows what they're spraying or what we're eating, like how these little things, all of a sudden you're like, zzz, zzz. But then I also think sometimes you're supposed to be like that. Like sometimes you're supposed to feel fiery.
Yeah, I think so. It's just cyclical, especially for a woman. And that's where like starting your period is always such a relief. Like, guys, I know you all think that like it would suck.
Up here we go.
Yeah,
Welcome to Ladies Night. We're already talking about periods.
We are. But it's like you always feel it a couple days before. That's when you have that fucking fiery day usually. And it's like you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm a bitch. Like, and it takes you a while to like come to terms with it. And then when you realize like, oh yeah, it's that time of the month. But like it's not on your period, guys. It's like a couple days before it feels like.
A couple days before. Usually by the time a woman has her period, when she's like by herself and she's like, oh my gosh, I started my period. She looks at herself in the mirror and she's like, you're
Thank
not crazy.
God. Yes.
They're like, whoa, I actually thought that was me going down I thought I was bipolar. Like I actually, things were getting to me. I think there are things though, when people are tired, they get like crabby, and they don't. Some people don't know it about themselves. The others is the adults that get hangry. I think hangry is very similar to PMS.
Well, have you seen the stop sign that says halt instead of stop?
No.
Like my mom used to swear by that. She put it on our refrigerator and it'd say halt. It was like, the red octagon, and it stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If you're one of those things, like, it's not a good time to have a conversation. Like, and that's also like, it can manifest as other things.
I love
So
that.
yeah.
Halt. I just love that. I wish there was a way to put a D in it because I also think if you're drunk,
Well, yeah.
like there
How could
needs to be
you?
a word in there because it doesn't just have to be drunk on actual alcohol, like
Or
drunk on anything.
intoxicated.
Yeah. I mean, you could have a real great conversation with a pothead and
Yeah,
they'll
you can.
remember it, but an alcoholic, not always.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it brings out the asshole in a lot of people.
I have alcohol trauma. I have trauma from adults. Like adults on alcohol bring out my childhood trauma. And so I don't tend to drink that much or surround myself with a bunch of alcoholic drunks or drinkers.
Yeah, that's like what started my mom's support group addiction was Al-Anon meetings, which is for like the loved ones of alcoholics, people with alcohol trauma.
Like Al-Anon, yeah. I know a lot of people that have done Al-Anon. And
Keep coming back. It works.
keep going back, it works.
I've been
That's
to so many anonymous meetings. It's
Isn't
insane.
it funny how many anonymous you've been to so many anonymous meetings and I was an actual anon?
I know, isn't that funny?
Like I've never been to an anonymous meeting, but I called myself anon online for like 5 years. Wild.
It really is. How synchronistic.
Yeah. I don't know what else is going
Would you
on in the
consider
world.
those their own secret societies then?
They have to be. They're set up just like them.
Yeah. You're not allowed
I
to talk
mean,
about it. Like Fight
yeah.
Club.
Yeah, and you can be anyone you want when you're there. No one's checking. You could just make up a story.
Like testicular cancer.
Dang. Dang, Three Eyes. Coming hard.
Chaney the Badge Slayer.
Coming hard tonight. Dang. I can't even put it up. It'll make me blush. Oh shit. Yeah. So I guess it's just been it's like no one's watching anything in Hollywood, so everything's just politics, like political theater, like more so than some people are like we're just older now, so we see it more. No. It's more
No.
our parents did not have to deal with political theater like this.
No, this is insane. I mean, seriously, y'all, if any of you actually think that it's real, how can you anymore? Any of it. It's so over the top ridiculous.
Real Rye or Die wrote Fupa Slayer. I've never been with a girl with a fupa.
What is a fupa? Oh my god, I'm gonna learn something again.
Like a gun, like a gut cunt. You know when you see those ladies in their stretch pants and it looks like their gut goes all the way to their vagina?
Or is it where the people have the low hanging, like we're like, it looks like their vagina are by their knees, like that?
That too. I mean, that would be an extreme version. But what you're talking about is a Dunlap, like it Dunlapped over.
Okay, Dunlap.
A
I'm learning a
gunt
couple
is
new
like
words.
specifically like where it's like there might be a crack down there. It's this, how people have no butt and their back just goes right to their butt.
Yes.
It's the
It's the
opposite
weirdest
of
thing.
that. It's just their gut and then it becomes their cunt and it's just a gunt. So a fupa is like, look at fat upper pussy area.
I need to like look at pictures later.
We can pull
Not at
some
school
up.
though, so I don't get red flagged.
Here, let's look some up. Let me
Okay.
put in fupa into Google because this is why you guys are here for that hard hitting news. And then see what comes up.
I love getting vocabulary lessons from you.
I know some of the things, some of the
Fupa and
pictures I
Dunlap.
feel like ahead of time, I'm like, oh my goodness, they're just going hard on ladies. But like, see this area right here?
What area is that? Oh, it's like a stomach roll. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, see like a little gut. This would be
Oh,
extreme. And so what
okay.
you're talking about, this one, I don't want to get taken down for nudity. I forgot we were actually looking at a vagina, y'all. Like I grew up in the nudist colony. I would have pointed at it with and not even thought. I was so into the belly that I didn't even see that fat pussy.
Well, I was gonna say, look at that one.
I
So
know.
I wasn't thinking that either.
Look at the second one. I totally was not even paying attention to the vaginas on the page. It was not sexy to me at all. So that's a gunt or a fupa.
And
That's
it
what
was
you guys
not me getting in trouble for nudity. I just asked the question
yeah.
tonight.
So I have never been with a woman with a fupa.
I'm sure it's not your type, and that's okay.
I don't mind a thick girl at all. Uh I don't, I just not to say that I would never be into a fupa. A woman with a
You never know.
fupa if she was the
Yeah.
right girl and I was single. I'm not putting fupas down. I just never been with one. Maybe it's a whole another kink. I don't know. We don't have to talk
Interesting.
about gunts anymore.
Gunts.
Yeah, I like gunt better. It's harder hitting. Like,
Yeah.
damn, look at the gunt on that one. It seems like
So gunt is synonymous. It's a synonym for fupa. So if
I
was
just
to
feel like I
define
could have
this,
made up gunt. Like
okay,
it could just be a
it
thing
might be
between
your word.
yeah, it could just be something that me and my friends thought was funny once. And then it just feels like it's in my vernacular, like you guys all have it on whatever the
Hashtag gunt. We should try that one
what
next.
day is this? I know.
Oh, speaking of which, okay. So,
No, it's a thing. I didn't make it up.
oh, it is a thing?
It's a thing, but it doesn't mean I didn't make it up. Okay.
She's a witch. So
And
there's no telling.
look at it, it's 17 minutes in, and this is already where we've gone.
Whoops. Leave it to the two of us, though. No,
Okay.
it wasn't us. It wasn't our fault. It was the chat.
It was the chat. This is what happens when we hang out with them.
I know. They
It's always
totally
in
get us to
trouble.
talk about stuff we're not supposed to.
Okay. So we were talking about our parents and them not having this much political politics. And then I was trying to think of like, because we were like 9/11's an inside job and Sandy Hook's not real and, the Aurora shooting or whatever. And then I was trying to think of things that are probably also, big psyops like the O.J. Simpson chase that are all probably like political theater in a way, like not political, but just kind of loose theater in a way. But the one like when I was so young, I remember that kid being stuck in a well, baby Jessica being stuck in a well.
Yes.
And then I feel like kind of another loosh they did of that, which I always think back to, is the like guy in the cave somewhere in like the Philippines or some island somewhere, and he took all the kids deep into the cave. And then Elon Musk said he was going to make a submarine to help him get the kids out. And the government was like, we don't need your help. Somebody said, we don't need your help. And he was like, whatever, pedo. Do you remember that whole story of the kids that
No.
got caught in the cave? Hold on.
Was that when we were young, or is
No,
that
this was
recently?
no, this is more recent.
Oh,
This is during COVID.
okay, that does sound a little familiar then.
Yeah, I was just thinking like all these stories of people getting stuck in wells. Like, oh, all the miners, they got stuck in the thing and then we all just watched the hole for however
Yeah.
long. I just thought how interesting. Like they could just tell us anything stuck in the thing. And then we all just stare at the hole. And then whatever day they want to make the thing come out of the hole, they can. We don't know what's attached to the end. No one's going in the hole to check. I don't know. I just think it's always like these psyops. I don't want to pull up the kids in the cave if you remember it, kind of.
I have the vague recollection of it, yeah.
I don't know.
That
And then
is
the
bizarre.
Challenger, that was one of the kind of funny ones I told my mom about in the last few weeks, where I was like, everything is a conspiracy. And I was like, Ma, the Challenger it exploded in front of our eyes, but none of those people were on it. And she's like, what? I don't believe that. Even the teacher, Krista McCullough, because in Florida, it was a big deal, this friggin' teacher.
The
on
teacher was a
board.
big deal everywhere.
Oh my gosh, we have a school, like it was like a whole thing. This teacher on board of this
Us
thing.
too.
And so she's like, even the teacher? And I'm like, Ma, let's look up all these people. I know. I feel like we should look it up right now.
'Cause
Let's look up the Challenger
I was in first
disaster.
grade when that happened. I remember that day. And my mom like telling us it's from people burning plastics.
She's like, this is from people spraying their hairspray.
Yeah. That's what changed like the 80s big hair. It was like the whole chlorofluorocarbons. You couldn't buy Aquanet anymore. It was
But
bad.
really, the whole thing of them wanting to get rid of Aquanet is because a flamethrower with an Aquanet hair
Yeah.
spray can is pretty friggin' endless, and they don't want people to have flamethrowers.
No. It was pretty badass too. What
But
movie was
yeah,
that? Like dance
I
with
don't
Sarah
know.
Jessica Parker and Bridget Fonda? Was it Bridget Fonda?
Mystic Pizza?
Oh, it wasn't Bridget Fonda. No.
I don't know.
No, it's the dance one.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that's the Challenger crew.
They're
All
all
alive.
alive. Or didn't they have like the official stories that they each have a twin?
Yeah, well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is sus in itself. Like, hello, they can't all have twins.
I don't know. It just feels like in the false flag of it all, like everything's a psyop, but how many things are false flags? And the more I start to think about it, I don't know how many of the disasters I believe in. I don't know how many of the war stories I believe in. Like everyone's like, well, they knew the Pearl Harbor was going to happen ahead of time. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Can we hear you?
Hold on. Can you hear
yes,
me?
There, yes.
yes. Layla, if we weren't going to be able to hear you,
I am going through hell right now. When I tell you hell. Okay, I paired these motherfuckers with this computer. Okay, now I can't unpair them for some reason. And this computer is apparently hacked, and I can't log into anything or download any app. So I tried to hook this up. I can't even hook earphones up to this to hear you guys. So I'm going to hear an echo in the background the whole entire time unless I fix it. I'm so close to fixing it, but
there is echo cancellation on the settings of this app that we're in, of Restream.
let's see.
There's like a switch you can hit that's just
Yeah,
echo
it's on.
cancellation. All right. Well, maybe it'll figure it out in
If
a
you
minute.
close that laptop, will it unpair it?
I turned it off. I unpaired it physically.
She did something just now. She unpaired it
Yeah.
physically, and hopefully she's back, you guys. Just so everybody knows out there, Layla fans, she is getting a new microphone. She ordered one and everything, so that should be there, but now she's having computer issues. So, yeah, she can't use her new microphone. I don't even know if it's there yet. It should be there in a couple of days. But she'll probably be back any second.
When does Mercury go direct? Good fucking question, right?
Yeah, this is a powerful Mercury retrograde. This is the other thing I was gonna think about with Mercury retrograde. Doesn't it feel like an egregore in a way?
It
Like,
is, yes. So I know I'm feeding it by even talking about it, but
Yeah.
it's like I can't help but observe it, especially in my line of work. It's like communications, everything. It's like you see it, you just see it, you see it, you see it.
I know, it's like I don't want to honor it. We were talking about this a little bit with the monkey god, how there could be these certain deities that no one's paid homage to long enough that are almost ripe for the taking, but also could be very powerful energies, almost like political positions that go contested.
Yeah.
So, like, I just keep running for a chair over and over and over again. It's almost like, in a way, if Obama can pay enough homage to like Hanuman and have a big monkey god like that and bring him an audience and bring him and all this stuff, it's like if nobody's holding that chair and no one's paying attention to that deity, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I get all the powers of this deity on my own. Like, he'll just show up for me. And so that's something I think about sometimes, just with whatever their ritual magic is that they're showing some of them are paying homage to gods we don't even know. Like, we don't know what the payment is for that thing either. Like Hanneman could have been like, you know what I need? I need a chef drowned in the body of water.
Yep. That's because I really do feel like all these dead deities are, like the old gods. Because it's so funny how all the shows have the old gods, the new gods. Like so much of fiction is like that. But it's not that the old gods never existed. It's just that, like, they're fed through your worship, which is like feeding an egregore.
It is so weird. Now I'm thinking like Layla's computer, like how it just went. Beep. That was a different turn off than it's ever turned off before.
I know.
Like she's fallen out of the room before, but that was weird. It was like she did her hand energy toward the screen and the screen went off. She's like, I have reset it. And it's like her hand went toward it and it was like sync. She said reset and her hand. And she's like, I'm so pissed. Sometimes I think like that anger, that like it's like from your core where you're like, I am hot in my core right now. Like I cannot even tell you why I'm this mad. It's just like an everything's adding up. Sometimes I wonder that energy is why I know I can't have a dragon, but sometimes I wonder if that energy harnessed somewhere. I'm like, ooh, I would have lit my town on fire today if I had a dragon.
I feel like Layla's been magic as fuck lately too, so she should be watching what she says.
I want to pull up right now because Riggs just brought up the Nancy Pelosi thing. And I did think that was weird.
She's a reptilian. We're reptilian.
Cold-blooded reptilian. I know. I'm like, that's brazen.
What we want isn't what they want. Something like that.
Yeah, but it was almost like she was talking about other Democrats in her party. Like she was. I don't even know if she was talking about the Republicans then.
She wasn't. I don't think she was. I think she was talking about reptilians.
One thing I kind of like is it seems like we can play stuff off X everywhere and they just let us.
That's nice.
Yeah, they don't mess with us. Or Nancy Pelosi reptilian. These are my search words. I always like to say them out loud for you guys. So when you think things are hard to find for somebody where you're like, I wish I could find that thing Chaney was talking about. Okay, here's this crazy.
You're creating synapses or something.
Okay, now I can pull this lady up for you guys. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Sunday morning. I forgot that was up. Okay. Nancy Pelosi share. Where's Layla Ann? Okay.
We know we're different from the president. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. Others are winning the whole. We have to win. These are the races.
Listen how the guy laughs after.
Reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country.
What?
Reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win.
Why would she even say that?
But do you feel like she's even talking about political races or like human race versus reptilian races? That's how I almost took it when I heard it.
Let's all smoke together.
I love you guys.
Love you too. We're glad you're back.
My new microphone should be in tomorrow with a proper stand, my green screen, everything that we need. So it's all right. We can have a shitty.
It's gonna be fine.
Sound. Yeah, absolutely.
It's ladies' night. No one expects the technology to be good.
I know.
They just expect the sandwiches to be good.
Y'all are lucky the cameras weren't on, man. Y'all. Ooh. Anyway, it's good. It's good. What were you guys talking about?
It's been that kind of day. I was talking about how I have the fire of Hades inside of me. Like, I don't know what it is. Things keep adding to it. But girl, I just feel like I told Abbie, it's a good thing I don't have a dragon. Because I realized today I might have lit things up. And every time I think I'm like, oh, I'm so, because this is a misnomer of like, oh, your meditation and your prayers and becoming a better person and yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you're going to be fucking mad still
You know,
because the world is lunacy. It would be wild for it to not trigger you sometimes. I think the crazy thing is like doing something constructive with that energy.
okay, well, that's
Abbie going to the gym.
it is yeah, seriously,
I know
because that's
you're
how
gonna
I
tell
get.
us about the gym right now.
No,
Just
I'm
kidding.
not.
I'm
But
just
that
kidding.
is
Go.
like that is how I fucking transmute some of my anger for real. Like I
I
pick up heavy shit and it hurts.
I clean. I'll go into manic mode and clean. Like today, I cleaned. I went to the old apartment, cleaned that apartment. I took my carpets, washed them outside with the hose, and like manually washed them. Hung up my flags. I just had to keep productive. I was like, you know what? I need more flags out here. Like I didn't see enough with the DNC, so I'm making up for the DNC and adding flags all over the fucking place. We
Did
need.
you put it on your X?
Yes, I did.
I'm gonna pull it up. But what were you gonna say, Abbie? What do you do when you're fire of Hades? What were you gonna say?
I don't
We're
even
allowed
remember.
to be you were gonna validate that we're allowed to sometimes have the
Oh
fire of Hades inside us.
no, my friend, the Asunder monk, he posted this video about rage the other day, and he's like, um, he basically talked about how it's important to validate the emotion and actually feel it, and his neighbor lady had just come over and she was upset and she was like wanting him to help her move this bench out, like a tool bench that was belonged to her boyfriend that she just broke up with, and he saw like how what she had been going through and stuff, and he saw this pry bar sitting on top of it, and he goes, "You know what? Fuck that. Take this." He's like, "We're not moving it out of here." He goes, "Break it." And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "Take this and break it." And so she hits it one time and like, it vibrates and hurts her, and she kind of looked at him and he's like, "No, don't freaking stop until it's broken." So she freaking sits there and hits it and hits it and hits it, and like she's all of a sudden she's like crying and she's angry and she's busted it in half, and then like she kind of looks at him and he's like, it's not don't stop till it's done." And she literally freaking sat there and smashed it into pieces, and um because halfway through he's like, "Well, how do you feel?" She's like, "I'm so fucking angry." And he's like, "Well, keep going then. You're not done. It's not fucking broken." So she broke it all the way into pieces, and then she was like crying afterwards, and he goes, "How do you feel now?" She's like, "I feel so much better." He
Some
was like,
people
"It's
like
so
that
important
rage.
to express rage." And he goes, "That's the thing, is that we think we have to repress it, and that's being healthy, and that's not fucking healthy. Like sometimes," he's like, "there's a healthy way to do it, and it's not like fighting with your spouse or your family or being an asshole. It's like, go out to the fucking forest and deal with your fucking rage." He's like, "But you should feel it and let it freaking."
Or dance.
Yeah.
Go dancing. Let it out. Dancing is always a good tool to let it out. I love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dancing's also dancing is like trained fighting.
Yeah.
In trained fighting it's the only other thing that uses both sides of your brain at the same time. You have to use your like thinking center and creative center, and it has to be
Mhm.
working back and forth simultaneously. So they say like learning how to do like a skilled fight or a skilled dance, like not anyone can dance, but like a skilled dance, those kind of things like do stuff in your brain to like keep pathways alive that are like next level.
I think
Not
so.
dancing.
All right, I'm gonna pull up flags. Flag magic. It's time for
It
flag
felt so
magic.
good. Like, there's something about hanging up an American flag. Yeah, pride is a sin, but honestly, I felt proud as fuck. Like, I went so far to like, I'm proud to be an American. We blasted it. Like, it just felt so good.
Aw.
I love
Yeah.
it because you guys all like came here from somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like a
And,
big, it's like special to me that you're proud to be here. And,
mhm,
like I would like
I
to
love
think if
it.
I went somewhere else and like I'm assimilated there and became like wanted to be a citizen there, that I would be proud to fly that flag too. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna play this.
Yeah, that's really really touching to me too.
Let's see, why aren't you loud, bitch? See?
Bitch.
See, this is the stuff. This is the shit that's getting to me today. I don't know why X isn't loud for us.
You need your period, bitch.
I know guys are like, we're not allowed to say that. Why isn't it sound coming on?
I don't know.
Dude, we're just having sound issues.
Oh,
But
there's definitely more flags going up for sure.
well, I'm gonna leave it just playing in the background. I don't know why the sound's not coming on.
Oh, can't forget the Trump flag. It's a 2020. I'm gonna get a 2024 soon.
I kind of like the 2020 flag. Like
Mhm.
that's when you just stop. You're like, no, let's be real.
Yeah, we got to relive 2020 in that sense of him coming back in office.
Change the timeline.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
Yeah.
I go back around, I touch the flag, and I'm just like, yes, baby, I fucking love you.
I like that your new house had so many flagpoles or
No
like a
shit.
real legit flagpole.
Yeah.
Is your flagpole lit up at night?
No, I'm getting a light for that.
Well,
And I
then-
have another flagpole that I got to get another flag for. And everybody's like, yeah, step
oh,
it
look
up.
at
You're
your neighbor
American,
has
right?
a flag.
Yep.
That's awesome. And one of you
Love it.
creepy people out there that does that thing where you're like, oh, I can figure out where you live by the way of the direction of the sun.
That's fine.
Oh, have you seen that
We
thing where
have
you can
guns.
send like daylight sunlight to people's houses? I don't even know if that's real or not.
What? The what?
Somebody sent me this freaking, maybe it was my daughter, this website or where you can go to and you can send daylight in the middle of the night to somebody's
Oh,
house.
yeah.
And they're
I
using
posted that
mirrors.
yesterday.
Oh, it was you. Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, somebody sent it to me.
You can order
What
daylight
is it?
apparently, and they do it with mirrors. Okay. So they'll angle a mirror that is supposedly out in outer space. And whenever you want to order this sunlight, they can just angle the mirror from outer space to you like a fucking laser beam. Because,
Like a
I
directed
mean,
energy weapon.
that's a direct
Yeah.
energy weapon.
Yeah.
Like
That's
legit.
this is the stuff when people don't believe in things like direct energy weapons. I'm like, have you ever taken a magnifying glass to an ant? Like
Thank
some
you.
of the things are not hard. And so
Yeah.
it's like, have you ever watched Pure Genius?
Exactly.
Like
It's a
you can
laser.
pop a corn with a laser.
Laser. Who's this?
Laser. Bob
Austin Powers?
Lazar.
Laser.
That's why I
Laser.
don't believe in Area 51 is because of Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar. That's why I
What's
don't
that?
believe in it. Is because of him. He was the one that was like, nope, not a real conspiracy. And why would you ever build an area if there's mountains to build into? Doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. None of it does.
If they're not other portals, I think that other countries made it to our country. And instead of telling the US citizens that, oh, another aircraft with better technology than us made it here, because my guess is probably the Nazis had some weird kind of technology that they were working on by the year of Roswell. So I
Yeah.
just think, and then they're like, oh, there were kids inside. There were children inside. And it's like, could they have, even jockeys are small. Like even if you ride a horse, you put a little person inside. You're not trying to put
Yeah, they gotta weigh
even
like 97 pounds or
any
something like
guy
that.
that's big
Yeah.
that ever tries to get into a sports car, they'll tell you some sports cars are not made for a big man.
They're
So
not.
I just don't imagine that something that's like super fast, but technology is probably in the mountains.
Did we talk about the phenomenon that happened in Mexico? That whole weird.
Kurt Russell being part of the northern, or that, did you see that? The Phoenix Lights?
I was talking about that radar shit
Oh,
I
that
was trying to
popped up.
search radar to see if I could find that. Like I was
the
wondering what that
donut on the
was.
radar in Mexico.
Yeah. Or what they're saying that it's similar to is the Hadron Collider that is in where is it again?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah. So when that goes on, it gives that type of frequency. So they're saying, did something go off? Are they testing something that's similar to that to like somehow expand their project? Or I don't know. It's just fishy. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That has to be some controlled MK Ultra frequency testing thing.
Nothing about CERN, I believe. Nothing about it. I'm like, either it's an opening to Hollow Earth, an opening to Hades. Like it's ancient technology that was already there, and they've been trying to figure out how to use it. Like whatever the official story of CERN is, I don't believe any of it. Like I don't believe, oh, we're just doing a particle accelerator, yada yada. I don't know. I don't know.
Antimatter.
I think it's closer to contact with Jodie Foster, because everything about that machine breaking apart every time, it just, in my little kid brain, if it breaks apart every time above ground, stick it below ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then it
Probably
won't
less
break
friction.
apart. You
Yeah.
can spin it as fast as you want, especially if it's just stone on the walls.
Do you feel like
Kids are so cool.
Dan Brown brought attention to all that, like CERN and antimatter and all that? Like, I'd never even heard of antimatter until I read Dan Brown's books.
Are they trying to explain what plasma is
They're,
by calling it antimatter?
I don't think so. No, they're basically like, because basically one little droplet of antimatter is like more powerful than every atomic weapon or whatever. Like, so if, like, supposedly it has to be kept in a cylinder, suspended in a cylinder, like in a vacuum, at a certain pressure, because one drop is enough to pretty much destroy the world. But I was like, if that is a thing, then why would
How
they
can you
ever?
even test it?
Why would they even? Why would they ever mess with?
I'm like,
Why would they ever mess with like enriching uranium? Why would you do that?
this is what I don't understand about the idea of a black hole in my 10-year-old weekly reader brain. If a little black hole starts and sucks in everything around it and just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, then if they create any size black hole, it's over for everything. And there's like, I don't know, 30,000 particle accelerators on the planet. And they're like, well, they open black holes, but they're like this, bleak, bleak, bleak. They're not fast enough to grab anything. Then that defeats what you're telling me a black hole is.
Yeah.
Some of their things don't match from both sides of my brain. Like if I try to follow and I'm like, okay, I'm into your philosophy. Let's talk about black holes. Like let's go into this idea of antimatter. I mean antimatter.
Yeah,
Like aren't you just saying pretty much antimatter? So it's
Yeah.
just anti-mother?
yeah.
Because isn't that mother in Latin?
It's part of the spell.
Mater, yeah. Mother. Mother.
So it's you're mothered or you're not mothered. So I would say everything they create out of technology is unmothered. So that would be antimatter. It's
Yeah.
not artificial intelligence, it's antimatter. It's not mothered. You either
Yeah.
come from a womb or you don't come from a womb.
Yeah.
And I think all living divine things come from womb.
Our birth. Yeah.
So I think anti-mother would be like their,
Inorganic.
yeah.
The sperm needs to fertilize the egg. What is the egg? The egg is the seed.
You
The
just
sperm
reminded
is
me
the
I need to take a drink
fertilizer.
of my favorite drink.
I'm
I have
just
to tell you
saying, they
guys this
lied
now
to
without the
us.
boys here. So this freaking it is like sodium and potassium and like you need like 6 grams of sodium. Like you need more, so everybody needs more salt. Okay.
Yes, you
Ben
do.
Balderson would even come on and tell you that.
I'll
I
tell you
love
that.
salt.
You need salt and it makes you conductive. And so you can find whatever
Run on
powder you want
electricity.
out there, but
Yep.
just look for a powder that has more salt in it, less sugar. Find something like that's where everybody's on the Celt salt, Celt salt, Celt salt. There's other kinds of salt. They're all like you can look at the ingredients and find out where it's harvested and blah blah blah. But this being said, if you get them plain, they taste a little like semen to me. They have flavored. They have watermelon and raspberry and grapefruit. They have so many different flavors that you can get of these things. But the plain
Someone like
one
a
that I'm
seed.
drinking now with a little
Someone-
squeeze of lemon and some honey.
Okay, so I've been
So sorry.
freaking looking up stupid. For whatever reason, Demi Lovato came up to me like twice in one day, and I've been thinking about her because she's such a weird trip. Like how she changed from being like this cutesy little girl to like hardcore, like butch lesbian looking.
Whatever.
Anyway, looking up her name because that's what we do, right? Demi obviously means half, but levato, it means half a dude, half a man. Like that's on purpose.
What's up, Vato? How you doing,
Exactly.
Vato?
Exactly.
Interesting. What if she's a hermaphrodite?
Isn't it weird?
She could be half man, half woman. She
I
probably
felt
got
like
a
that name
huge
was on
clitoris,
purpose.
or she probably has a ding dong and a hole and a butthole.
Intersexed.
Mm-hmm.
Ding dong and a hole and a
And a
butthole.
butthole.
Don't forget about the butthole.
The anus.
Um, I saw the other thing that you posted, Layla, on Godpill Angel 333 on Instagram, of Wayne Newton.
That
And
was a shocker to me.
if you guys don't know who Wayne Newton is, he's the guy that sings Dunka Shane, darling Dunka Shane. And thank you for all your joy and pain. You
was
hear me
big in
singing that
Vegas.
right now?
He
That
was
sounds
on-
just like him singing it
Wasn't he on
because
Vegas
he's
Vacation?
a goddamn woman.
She's a lesbian.
National
It's a
Lampoon's Vegas.
lesbian. I always thought this about Wayne Newton, and so I'm like, I am so glad somebody else made a video of this. I'm going to pull up Wayne Newton Young right now so we can all take a gander. We can all transvestigate. Boom, boom,
Do the
boom.
one on pull him up from what's it called? From
gonna look-
National Lampoon's
We're
Vegas
not
Vacation. The mom's all obsessed with him.
Yeah, but that's where he looks more butch.
Yeah, I
like
don't
one
want to pull
man.
up that one. I'm pulling him up young.
Like when he was young.
Yeah.
When she was young.
Thank you for all the joy and pain.
That
Look at
is a
this.
lesbian.
That is such a lesbian.
Oh my god. Joy. Gay.
That is not a man.
It's
No.
not a man. That is Chaz Bono. There, that's him now.
Whoa.
But if you take look at T for a whole bunch of long time.
If you see him now,
Look at
you
that.
can see the plastic surgery is just like swollen in his face now. That's a lesbian.
That's crazy. Yeah, here's him now. Or let's see. What is this daughter? Why won't it let me scroll up? Look at that daughter.
See, I always thought his face looked really weird, even on National Lampoon's. It just never looked real.
Gave me creepy vibes.
Because there's him as a man.
That's a woman.
How you tore your dress. What a mess. I confess. I'm a lesbian. Hello, Kimberly. We've all been waiting for you to get here. We've been killing time talking about Wayne Newton.
And dick. And semen.
You know, the usual.
Periods.
Oh, shit. What else has been happening this week? Anything crazy, Layla? We had the DNC. And
the DNC, and now all of a sudden, after they demolished that part of Is It Real? They are now going to Lebanon. Oh, Lebanon attacked us. No, they didn't. But you want to say they did. Okay. You want the greater Israel? Go for it, man. Go for it. Is the temple going to stay? No, because it's written in scriptures everywhere that's not going to last. It's going to be destroyed. So go ahead. Do what you got to do.
It's kind of hard for them to complete their story, though, if nobody's biting, not just on the script, like none of the world leaders on the world stage are biting to go through with this war because of social media. If the news says Iran's doing blah, 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 the leader of Iran can literally just go on Twitter and say, I didn't say that.
Yep.
And so now we're in this place where the news keeps trying to convince us of war, but the world leaders are coming out and being like, that didn't happen. Or if they're not coming out like, I won the election, the people are like, but you didn't, though. And they're like not having it.
We saw it in Mexico.
So I don't know. I always liked the part of the things that other things we're not allowed to talk about. I always liked that these people will not be able to walk the streets. Like, even if the law doesn't like the truth, even if parts of the truth comes out, like, I believe that we're in a place. I can't imagine Tom Hanks coming to my town. Like, I feel like we're in a place where the world thinks differently about people, certain people of the, like, Hollywoods. Like, I wonder, like, if Kamala did a actual no special speakers, no Beyonce's not gonna show up. How many people really show up?
You know, a lot of people did awaken, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Like, they're already live TV, 17 years old, this black kid, first person to get for the monkey stuff. Like, already. They're trying to push that propaganda already. They already showed a girl like fully like in covered in like blisters all over her body. I'm like, really? We're gonna start with that again? I want to see how many people will comply this time.
They had to they had to go with something that was more that hit us in our
Visible.
yeah, visible.
Did you see that? Did you see all that shit on her body?
Is it gonna kill her?
Yeah, and
Because if not, I'm sure it's just like chicken pox is gonna go away.
thank
Oh my
you.
gosh, it'd be so good to be like a monkeypox, a chikungunya, a dengue fever, like for
Zika
Halloween,
virus.
Zika virus, like for Halloween, coronavirus, like everything actually has something that you can picture in your head because
What
of the
was the one
news
she
of
was
it.
talking about yesterday?
And when you say things like she, what do you mean? Because we have an audience.
Oh, we're talking. That was Summer's voice that they were just doing.
Anytime, because you like things in the third world, they have to deal with so much, especially the islands. I don't believe mosquitoes are the Lee Harvey Oswald of so much. And I don't even think mosquitoes are prehistoric. I think they're genetically modified from the beginning. I bet you we can find the stories of the first like swamp, Floridian, New Zealand, Africa, that they were like, where did this bug come from?
Oh, Orapushi, something like that, with sloth fever. Sloth fever. Now, y'all, that's going around.
Sloth fever.
You know
That
what
seems like
everyone
what
has a
most
sickness
people
of?
have sloth fever anyway. They're just laying around
Media
waiting for death.
sickness. It's a media sickness. Everyone's sick. Sick because of the media. That's the virus. That motherfucking TV right there, that's the motherfucking virus. You start listening to this shit, guess what? You're gonna get sick. You believe it, guess what? You're gonna get sick. You think monkey virus is gonna be real, guess what? You're gonna be affected by it. That's how the game works,
But
y'all.
only if you have anal sex, so you're fine.
Even they're calling it this because if you look at any of the movies, like in Planet of the Apes, the way the simians take over is the simian flu. So all the humans die at the same time that Caesar just happens to be the studied ape, so that he gets the link, and all these other studied apes he's free that goes on and breed with apes. But it's just interesting that that's what we're going to call it, the simian flu, because what are they going to take down any person talking about Planet of the Apes? But it's just that is how desperate, and they thought we were going to be so brainwashed right now that it was like, I don't know, and I don't know how brainwashed the majority is. Like,
They are.
I don't
Some
know
are
either.
still like, whoa.
I put a little box around myself of smart people.
That's why I'm not on Facebook, because I can't handle the stupid people.
I have people that
Can't.
I
were
love doing
naysayers
it
to me.
sometimes though.
They were kind of naysayers. We kind of had a little falling away, Like, it was never spoken, but there was always energy there. And there was a few times that we were going to hang out and they were like, "Oh, we have to wear masks in the Uber." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up. Like, you know who the fuck I am. Don't even bring this fucking up right now and start a thing, or I'm not going to fucking go with you. I'll take my own Uber." Like, we started to get like big. And now all these people, all these young people in their 30s, they're just dying. They're just dying. They're just dying. And I want to be like, you'd have that shit if not for my loud mouth. But I don't want to be like,
I
it's
do.
not just me. And I know it's not just me saying it, but some of the people I just felt like if I would have been like, you know what I'm doing tomorrow, they would have been like, I'll go with. Like they weren't thinking for themselves.
So, like, I have a bunch of customers, and some of them haven't come back, and oh, so and so died, or so and so got a heart attack, and so and so. And my first question that I ask all the time:
Me
Were,
too.
were they vaccinated by
No,
any chance?
but
Oh, shit, fucking.
see, we were doing so good. We were talking
Were
all
they
about it.
snatch memes?
So
I know we
Katie
were
was showing
skating all
vagina
around.
at the
Snatch
beginning anyway,
memes?
so it's not like
Yeah, we
Yeah.
accidentally showed Gunt when you weren't on. I really just zoomed into like a real
that
fat
word.
pussy on accident. And we were just, Abbie and I were looking at the belly. We weren't even paying attention. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's vagina on the screen. So, I mean,
So that's the first question I'll ask, and they're like,
yeah,
"Why do you ask?"
me too.
Well, that's the only thing that I see drastic that has happened in our world and globally. And everyone willingly did what they had to do, supposedly, because they needed to travel and go on vacation. So, yeah, now all of a sudden, everybody getting cancer, everybody getting all types of sicknesses, and I don't know, Parkinson's growing like crazy.
Oh my gosh, so much Parkinson's and MS.
And I'm just like, y'all, stop sleeping around.
Don't do it. That's what it's like, the same way of whatever happened with HIV and AIDS is going to be VAIDS. They're going to
Yeah.
figure out the same exact shit. Like they're going to do it again. Whatever they did, that's just a test group. Gay men are just a test group. The same genocide they did to gay men, they want to do to everyone.
Yeah.
Right. Dancing with the Dead is so right. We're not going to repeat what he said, but you can read it.
I'll put it up, right? We can put it up.
Yeah, we're not saying it.
I'm not saying it. We could scold it. Oh my gosh. We could shake our heads at
We should leave that up for a minute so all the mothers and fathers can read it and weep.
But yeah. It's
doesn't make sense, man.
Yeah, it's a wild world. So do make sure, this is a perfect time to make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and find us on X at Secret S of Goodgie, or find any one of us on this panel, any one of these American girls on this panel right now. You can follow any of us and we'll repost the show too, so you can still find it. But we will be live on X and on Rumble, because probably on Wednesday nights, a lot of the shows that we're going to be doing prime time, we don't want to schmicky schmacky talk about things like this. We want to be able to get into good conversation without also getting heated that we're having to censor our words. And we want to have good people on. Like some of them might be doctors and scientists and people that with studies, who knows. But so the beginning of the show will be on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it on both channels, and then we'll go over to Rumble and X. So it's a good time to tell you all that right now. And
yeah, because sometimes you get into a flow, man, and when you have to stop yourself because of word choices, it cuts your flow into that space of like information that just you receive. It's like
because we're supposed to be saying the word and telling people how dangerous they are over and over again. This is what our calling is to do. And so when we keep getting censored and losing accounts and people can't find us, this is part of communism. This is what people don't understand is dangerous about communism. So it's like everyone should be able to speak, even if it's things you don't like. And if it's things you don't like, it just means you research more, so you have the correct information to either completely know they're wrong, battle them with their wrongness, or change your mind a little because maybe they're right somewhere. So it's just like, but if you can't hear it and you only get to hear one side, and now there's all the proof in the world that the one side was dead wrong, literally 23 DEAD wrong, that this is where it's like, okay, so do make sure you find us on Rumble and X, or follow any one of us on the show, because if we do get taken down, you don't even have to follow all of us. You can like any one of us, or follow Paranoid American. We'll make sure you can find us anywhere we're at.
You know what else I'm noticing? And then this is what I said this before.
Do tell.
How they will use the thing that you love most, which is God. We all love God. and this is not my argument towards God. This is my argument on how people are becoming, in all the religions, they're becoming too extreme now. Like, we're going back into medieval times with this like sick idea that the world is going to end, and like we're trying to manifest like all these things to happen when we really can manifest our own timeline. They want us to manifest whatever this religious extremism. And I knew it was going to happen, but it's at its all-time high. Like, they're showing it's across the globe, like everywhere. Christians, Catholics, Muslim, Jewish people. It's like my God is better than yours. My religion is better than yours. Fuck the Arabs. Fuck the Jews. Fuck this. Fuck
What does
that.
"nah" mean in your when in yours? Because you were doing that
Nah.
not banana and stuff.
Banana.
What's "nah" mean?
Banana. Nah.
Yeah,
Us.
just "na." Us.
Us.
What's "chi" mean?
Chi. Fuck.
Chi. CHI.
Fuck. Yeah.
So
to
fuck
have sex.
China means fuck us.
Fuck us.
The word China means fuck us.
But Muchi is like your chi energy. Also,
Because
it's
then
like
this
it
is
comes
the
from
other.
the
I'm
bottom
just
to the
thinking
top.
this way.
The sacral
Like,
chakra.
they want to use our illusion against us. So this is a Guns N' Roses album. Like, use your illusion. They have no magic, but they can convince you to use yours and hurt yourself or others. So this is like they're using your illusion. They're using the illusion to make you make it a reality. And this is another thing too. I think, like, almost the history repeats itself thing. They want us so convinced of that because the winners write history. So really, you just have to learn the winner's version of history, but it doesn't mean it's the truth. So that's what they want to convince us is going to happen again and again. That's what they want. So they want to use our illusion against us to make us create a Chinese democracy. And that is really, like, those are all Guns N' Roses albums. That is my Guns N' Roses philosophy.
They want
I have a
worldwide
different one on
communism.
November Rain.
That's what they want.
One thing happened yesterday, I want to say, or within the last 24 hours. The CEO of Telegram got arrested in France.
Yep.
For what?
For basically allowing people like free speech that's uncensored and
secured.
Secured.
It was
and
secured.
allowing trade of, because you can trade cryptocurrencies and you can talk unsecured. It's
The best app.
Yeah, and it's supposedly what's
And
called safe. Like
Encrypted.
Yeah. So all of that, he got arrested for that. They don't like that.
Free him. Free him. We should make memes for him to get freed.
Because they basically want to be able to moderate what you say, and they don't like that you can't. So there you go. Pulls back into communism again.
French.
Y'all, if you're not afraid of communism, y'all, be afraid. That's the one thing. Not as a virus. Be afraid of communism. Understand what communism is. You want to all be equally poor and own nothing and like beg and starve and wait online for bread and not allowed to practice a religion and not allowed to speak your mind against whoever is running your society
There's
about
a lot of crime everywhere.
anyone?
There's somebody in the chat saying that there's a lot of crime and that, people are selling drugs on Telegram. People sell drugs on the street too. It happens everywhere. It's not just in an app. So I'm not going to blame the app. They probably do it on Facebook Messenger as well. They probably do it in WhatsApp. They probably do it in all those little apps. It's not.
Listen, and drugs, if someone wants to do their drugs, this is a free country, let them do their drugs. Who are you to do anything to anyone to stop them from doing drugs? If they want to do it, they're doing it on themselves. You can talk to these people, but that's also like a form of communism when you're trying to control. We're not here to be controlled. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not being free. Being free is like allowing people to do what they want to do, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. If they want to hurt themselves, hey, that's on them. But as long as they're not hurting anybody else, I don't think that we should be in everyone's business and everything and how they want to live their lives. They want to be a drug addict, let them be a drug addict. This is not a perfect world. We can't control every aspect of this world. We wish we could, but if you want that, it's going to be under communism. That's
I
all I'm gonna say.
love the idea of 50 states all having a little different shtick. And then, like, what if in your 20s, like, every college town is already a college town. Wherever it is,
Yeah.
college towns are college towns. Okay, cool. But whatever way you kind of were living your life, you could move to a state and people that thought like you live there. And everybody's like, Chaney, not everyone could just move. Not everyone, that's like so rich way to
Yeah, you
think.
can.
And I'm like, well, you can get $650 together for an abortion, but you can't get money together to move. Like, I always hear like people are like, well, Chaney, and not everyone could just drive across a different state line to get their abortion. And I'm like, abortions aren't free. So, like, I don't understand where this idea of like a lot of people of all different colors and creeds and walks of life have gotten their own money and life together to do all sorts of things. I
Let
feel
me
like if
tell you
you take one
something.
of those things that you're like, I can't do it because I'm a woman. I can't do it because I'm a lesbian. I can't do it because I'm black. I can't do it because I'm Mexican. I can't do it. If you take the that is taking almost like your badge, like your little badge to go to like your internment camp,
Yeah.
because that's your pre-education before re-education. You got to take your little victim badge. So look, and I need my little rainbow pride flag, and I need to have special treatment, and I need all this. Everybody needs their little victim flag, so that way I don't have to take responsibility for my why my life's shitty. But it's so
Let
much
me
easier if everyone could just be like, oh, it's Chaney had cancer last year. That's why her life's shitty. Her
so
life was shitty. That's why she had cancer last year.
a lot of times they'll pay for these abortions because here's a story. I sent one of my friends. She was almost about 6 months pregnant. She had to pay. She didn't have all the money, but she knew because of the size of the baby, because it wasn't her first go, the size of the baby, they will offer to pay for it. And they did offer to pay for the whole fucking thing because the size of the baby
I'm
and
grossed out.
the organs were harvestable. So it's like, oh, 650. Don't worry, we can make millions of dollars off of this baby. No problem, honey. Come on. And
I
that's exactly
remember
what happened.
in church when I was like middle school, they made us watch like
Ugh.
an abortion and where they're ripping the limbs out. And oh my god, it was fucking horrible.
More
Like, why
people
would
need to
church
see
do
it.
that?
No, good.
They should, yeah. But I'm like, ugh.
Good. More people need to see it. It's disgusting. I listen. Listen, women can do whatever they want. Again, do whatever you want, but don't make it a game. A lot of women think of it as like contraception today. It's not contraception. That's like the last result. When you go into the bedroom, you don't think that's where instead of the doctor's room to make that decision you don't want a baby, when you're in the bedroom, that's where you decide you don't want a baby. So you use a condom, birth control, a female condom, take the extra steps. But you're saying, oh, if I get pregnant, I could just get an abortion. Like it's a joke, but it's not. It's a life, Do whatever you want. Again, it's your body. But that's my view on it. If it's necessary, the mother's going to die or something, or rape. Okay, you can't live with that. I understand. Go do it. But it's a person.
Do you know that song? No one else on earth could ever hurt me and break my heart the way you do.
I like it. I like your Cher voice.
Is that Cher? Yeah.
No, it was
It's
Winona
not,
Judd.
but that's still her Cher voice.
It usually is Cher. Winona Judd's hard to not sing like Cher,
Yeah.
but Winona Judd is a product of rape. She is the baby of her mom being raped.
I have a friend who just recently told me that. He said something about, his mom was raped and she kept him. And I said, you know what? And you probably ended up being her biggest blessing. And he was like, that's really the nicest thing anybody said to me when I told him that. And I was like, well, I'm sure it's true though.
Yeah.
Look at
The
boobs are for
transmutation,
jizz.
right? Something good from something bad.
Is that why men have nipples?
Why do men have nipples?
That's their permanent tattoo from when they were a lady once. Look at
Well,
how it
in my
made you laugh
language,
for him. It made you laugh for. You were like, "He for him." Oh, they were
well,
girls once.
that's what
Aren't they?
hermaphrodite kind of means when you split it up in my language. It means split from her. So, like, it means like the human was split from her and created. I don't know.
Well, men are half woman, aren't they? Because they
Yeah,
have the chromosome of it all,
X.
the
Hmm.
X.
But that's how they started when
Yeah,
they were going through their little like
Yeah, it
frog
started as a
phase
female.
and going through their
yeah.
thing. Yeah, and then they even had their little G spot. It became their prostate. It's all different.
They had the ovaries, and the ovaries dropped down and became testicles. Actually,
Yeah, their ovaries were so full. You guys are some big ovaried motherfuckers. Dang, look at the size of that guy's ovaries. Gravity,
I
just
mean,
the second.
I think I
But
have a video of this doctor who's been a doctor, for like babies in the woman area and all that. Human anatomy, So he goes scientifically in depths of how men are so like women internally, but the parts are just in different spots and used and redirected for other reasons. So it's
it's
like,
pretty magic. Like
yeah, it
pretty
really
like a
is.
miracle. I don't know what word we're allowed to use to not offend people in an esoteric way, but there's just something like I don't know.
it really is.
Like the eye alone, I can just think of an eye and I'm like, wow, or in any one of your senses. But then to just think of like a lady and a man and then they can make a baby, I don't know. The whole thing.
The
Like,
fact that we exist, bro, amazes me. Like, how
That's
is this all happening?
I
But
didn't believe in God until the day like my first son was born, and I was like, "Whoa, this is fucking crazy!" Like God's real. I get it.
yeah.
I get it. You're like, okay, I get it.
Makes
I
sense
get it.
now.
It all
So
makes sense.
yesterday I texted the gals, I was food shopping, y'all, and I had this like Matrix moment where I felt like I was Neo and everyone was a fucking agent. And I had this guy like following me in every fucking lane, but like not shopping. And this other girl, she didn't even have a cart. And she's just picking stuff up, but like looking. I seriously, y'all, it was the freakiest fucking experience. I've had those experiences, but this was like extreme. Like I felt like everyone but me, I felt like I was Truman and everyone was in on it. And I'm just in there in this false reality, just shopping with fake
Mhm.
money.
Like
Haha,
they're all
video
like,
game.
okay, here she comes. Get to your carts.
Yeah, because I passed by these four guys. They're all standing like this in the middle lane, and they're looking at me, all four of them, and they don't take their eyes off me. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I pass by them, and they're like, it's her energy, bro. It's her energy. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be annoyed. This is me just being paranoid. That's all it is. I'm just paranoid. It's all in my head. But something strange was happening yesterday. I can't put into words. Strange. It was
You know
gangsta,
how
and that's how it
when
felt.
somebody's in love, you can see it all over them. Like there's something so attractive about somebody being in love. Like you want to be in love with that feeling, but you're like happy and you're in love with you right now.
I
Like
am.
all the like sacrifice has made a successful moment. Like you've given up a whole bunch of small little moments and all these days in between for years now to have this beautiful house and put up your flags and fill your fridge and put up your it's like permanent now. Everything you want to
Yeah.
do, it's forever if you want to do it.
Yeah,
And so,
man.
there's something different about it. Like you have roots in the ground. And they
Yeah.
like once your roots are in the ground, that's when your flowers or your fruit can be like, okay.
But it's almost as if like you become a manifester. Like everything that I've always wanted being a kid to up until this point, and my number one thing I've always remembered is living by the beach. I'm here now. The type of job I wanted, when I wanted to move to Florida, everything that I fucking wanted, I manifested. And it's like, you don't realize how easy it is to manifest when you just stop stressing about it. You have that idea and just like, it's going to happen, bro. I just fucking know it. And I'm in that energy now and everyone can feel it. And you're probably right. It's like that.
The firefly.
Yeah. whatever the fuck that is.
You're done being a snail, and everybody is attracted to it because you became a firefly, and they're all still snails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you go through these phases, and you'll even go through these times. It's like when your fridge is full, sometimes you forget what it was like to be hungry.
Ooh, I'm
It's
hungry.
like every once in a while, you're just like, oh, you're just opening packages when you want, buying whatever you want in the store anytime you want, and you forget what the times were like in life that you couldn't always do that. Or when all your bills are paid and you don't even think about how your lights are going to be kept on, you forget sometimes the in
Yeah.
betweens. And so it's super sweet when you're one of like, I think that's part of like self reflection and part of when you own all of who you were, all the low times. Because a lot of times with the Facebook world, we're meant to not express those times. We're meant to never show lows. We're just comparing with each other's highest selves. And so there's something really great about that. You're like, no, I didn't lie when I was in my lows. I never lied. So now that I'm in my highs, everyone can see it. It's like the people that
Yeah.
lie about their age and they look like shit. Well, you look like shit for a 25-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but if you're not 25, you look amazing for your age. It's like there's this thing about like just owning what you are and being honest at the time. And sometimes it's
Yeah.
not always bright. Sometimes we're in dark times and sometimes we're going through those things. But then you can share, like, I feel good right now. I feel strong right now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The ding
You
in
know
your
what else
armor is a good thing.
helps? Um, Talking to your childhood self, like imagining that child in your head and saying, "Hey, look where we are now. So don't worry, you're okay." Like, because I feel like your childhood self is somewhere in some timeline, just like worrying about future self. And it's like, oh my God, I hope she's going to be okay because it's tough and whatever. The different versions, speak to the different versions of your past to say, look, everything's okay, guys. Like, look, you're doing well. Pat yourself on the back. And it's that love that helps heal that shit. And I've been doing it and just being thankful for it all. Don't
I tell
worry. You went
everyone
through
if you
that?
don't remember at all when to be grateful, because sometimes you're just going through a busy life and we should be grateful for simple things all the time. I think it's so easy to remember it in the shower or the bath because I just think warm water should be such a way of looking at luxury on the simplest scale.
I
Yeah.
feel like air conditioning is the same
Yeah.
way. Like, I literally pray for the guy who created air conditioning all the time because I'm like, life in Oklahoma would be unfreaking bearable without it. So
But I just think every time that you get in the
it's a
shower,
luxury.
you can kind of like give yourself that moment of you're so rich and you're richer than most of the planet that you can take that warm shower. When you look around at the like soap or whatever little luxuries you give yourself, even if it's just a bar of soap, even if you're a simpleton with just a bar of soap, like you get a warm bath and you can clean yourself from head to toe. And this is where I think like the intention of having a clean bath space and clean, like when you dry yourself off, it should mostly boys out there, but everyone, you shouldn't smell mildew on your towels. You shouldn't smell old water on your towels. Like if you have that shit and you can't afford new fresh towels, strip your laundry with some borax, make some like and then you'll have
Vinegar.
yeah, like just do your like everything about that moment should be luxe. You should dry yourself off and thank your skin as you wash each part. That is like a big huge thing for me is I used to just be a person that went around hurting myself. And
Even
then
when you spend money. Like when you spend money, you
you should
spend it in a
yeah.
sense like, hey, whoever this is going to, I know it's going to make their life better. So I heard this guy talking about it. It's like, hey, thank you for, whatever bill he's paying. I know this money is going to make someone else's family feel better and full and whatever, but come back and bring friends. So like come back with plentiful more. So you're putting that energy, good energy going out that you're not worried. You're spending money, but you know it's going to come back, but with friends meaning more. And I love that. That's another way to like help change your
Yeah.
lifestyle. Like be it. And it's so true, just be it. Oh my God, I can't. But yeah, it's true. Little by little.
I think cutting tie I just cut ties from like the money and I don't know. I have this a different relationship with money than a lot of people I know and I see how it I know it's a necessity, but I also think there's like a some of us have been so traumatized with it for so long in our lives that it's just almost like an addiction of something that we have to constantly know and count and this and that. And I just think there has to be a part of life where none of that stuff exists either. Like where it's just like you're saying, come back with friends. Que sera, sera. I'm so wealthy right now. Like I'm so grateful for all the whatever's in my cart. Look how rich I am. I can buy all this stuff. Like there is times that you should feel that like whole gratitude for even whatever
Mhm.
it is you're buying.
Yeah, but everything, even if it's a bill and you're like, fuck,
You're
bills. No,
supposed
be
to,
like,
yeah,
all
with
right,
bills
good.
especially.
Gotta pay my bills. Like, dance to it. Be like happy about paying your bills. So it won't be like a thing. It won't be a stress. It won't be something that weighs you down. It'll just lift you up because that shit weighs you down.
Layla, here's Abbott. He's 5'10, 170 in shape, long blonde hair to the middle of his back, steel blue eyes, and a wicked sense of humor plus good taste.
Jeez Louise. My
Yeah,
height.
yeah,
We could
maybe you
see
should.
eye to eye, I
Yeah,
see.
maybe you should slide into Layla's DMs.
Literally, it's very easy. Got Bill Angel 333. Say hi, and who knows where it can go.
See how easy?
Yeah.
That's how
And
quick
don't have
around
a
here.
profile where you don't have a picture.
Yeah, that's weird,
Uh-huh.
fellas. Even if you have if you're gonna drop into girls' DMs, somewhere on your thing, even if it's not a like recent picture, you have to have some pictures of you on there. They have to be able to
Yeah.
see you.
Just, an idea.
And not from a weird angle, like Job
And
in the
not with
Hut.
weird fucking blue
I thought weird
filters and
angles are
shit. It's
like
gonna
mainly
be
for dick pics.
a photo.
No,
They do
some
the
guys
weird
take like their
angles.
picture and like from up and you can see like their whole entire roof in the
Oh yeah.
background. Like,
The
girl,
MySpace pictures.
yeah. So
Those are
it's just
MySpace
like
days.
put a decent pic somewhere or drop a pic and then be like, hey, sup. You don't even have
So,
to be a weirdo.
and don't say I want to court you.
And girls will solicit a dick pic if they want one. Even though I will say, probably this is a real, I want to give a real number here. 10% of the women I've talked to like an unsolicited dick pic. But I just feel like only 10% is better off for my guy friends. I just tell them like some girls are into it. I would say 70% might be into a dick pic. Just work up to that.
I'm not saying that unsolicited is bad. It's just that, like, if I don't know you,
I
you
wasn't even
don't
going to
have a
out
picture
you.
on your profile. Yeah, but I've
I'm
said it
just kidding. It
before.
wasn't
I've said it
Abbie.
before.
Okay.
But
You
like
know,
unsolicited dick pics, if you don't even have a profile picture up, you like said 5 words to me. Don't send me a dick pic. Like I don't know you. I've never seen your
yeah.
face. That's weird. Like it's a whole other scenario. If yeah,
We're
When I
talking,
was
it's getting hot and
younger, I used
heavy, and
to.
then it's
yeah,
like,
okay,
look
go
at my
ahead and send
dick.
it. That's cool. Yeah,
Now I
That's
don't
different.
like at all. Like even in a relationship, if I were to be in a relationship, which is I don't know, very not likely, but if I were in a relationship, I don't think I'd ever want one still. Like I just like that kind of keep it between us. Like I don't want to put it through the phone, someone grab our phone, someone hack it or whatever. I don't want my shit there. Everything's just easy access now. Younger, yeah, but
like
now I want to keep it like, you know.
Ah, I'm
True.
so glad the internet didn't
Mhm.
exist when I was younger.
For real.
Oh man.
It was fun.
Uh,
It was
I
fun.
mean,
Dating was
not the,
fun. Like meeting people was fun. Paging people was fun. But now it's just too easy.
what about an unsolicited fupa picture?
sure. That sounds interesting.
You're in. You're like, in that case, I'm in.
I'll laugh my ass off. I'm like,
So if you
Yeah.
want to drop into Abby's DM with unsolicited fupa or gunt pictures, go hard.
Go.
You can find her at Abstract One on most platforms.
A fupa is a patch of fat. Like a fupa. You know?
I didn't know. Chaney had to show me. And then we saw a bunch of vaginas and we weren't even paying attention. Or like,
We were
oh,
looking
it's
at
like that. Look
fupas
at that
and we
one. That
saw a
one's
whole bunch
good.
of
Oh shit,
vaginas.
there's an actual
Wait, a
vagina there. Maybe
fupa?
we should.
Well, no, wait. A fupa is a vagina?
No.
Well,
Well, it's right above it because it's like,
Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
what I
And
thought. It's
so
like,
but
I
some of the pictures were
put it in
naked.
Google because,
ah,
and then we were looking at bellies with the audience, and and this is what happened before you got here.
no, I
We're
missed
just
it.
like, let's just talk to Riggs and see where he takes the show until Layla gets here. And then we were looking at vaginas,
But it wasn't even Riggs. It was
and
somebody
it wasn't
else in the
even like
chat.
great vagina. That's why I don't think we're gonna get taken down. Even if the AI sees it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is medical."
This is, yeah.
They must be talking about something medical. Like the AI might not mess with us for 2 weeks because of that.
Well, if it was like a public search, then yeah, I don't think it'll take it down because that would be like blocked if it were like actual nudity, like concerning nudity. They hide all that shit.
Uh Brittany Pickle Spears just got here and she missed the whole Gunt conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you Becky Brittany Pickle Spears has never seen a Gunt in IRL either.
A gun?
Fupa,
Oh, a fupa.
a gut
My
cunt.
upper pussy area.
I seriously didn't know what either one of those was. So,
Will you teach
or
us about
Dunlap.
some things?
I'm
A
thinking
Dunlap.
about something else.
My vocabulary has gotten so much more spicy tonight.
Oh, I
Do
was
you think
thinking chichos. Oh my god, not fupa. I was thinking chicho, like rolls, like fat rolls.
Chichos?
Yeah, that's what fat rolls are, like chichos.
I don't mind little
That's what
fat
I was thinking
rolls.
about. Yeah,
I don't mind some little fat rolls.
little muffin top.
I don't mind a little pooch.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
natural.
I don't mind a little cellulite. There's some things I don't mind. But Fupa?
Fupa.
No, ma'am.
You said you might not mind it.
I don't know. I might not
Yo,
mind
do you
it.
know there's guys who like comment
If
on women when they
like
see a
if
fat
I was
pussy?
single and I fell in love with a chick and like she was like heavy set but like turned me on in so many other ways and then she got naked and then she had a fupa, I would honestly, the type of person I am, my brain would see it as the sexiest fupa I've ever seen in my life,
Yeah.
and then I would be into fupas.
There's guys who are into it. Like they'll go up to women and be like, "Damn, how fat is your pussy? You look fat," like, and
Yeah,
they'll
but a
get the
fat
weirdest
pussy,
reactions.
oddly enough, we saw a fat pussy under one of the fupas, but a fat
Hmm.
pussy is different than in my opinion. A fupa or like a gun is different than a fat pussy because pussies
Hmm.
come in all shapes and sizes. And some
Yeah,
of them are like innies, some of them are outies, and some of them are fat. So I just think that's different than a fupa because I've seen fat pussies on skinny girls.
yeah.
Like, you know how you could be like, oh my God, every time I gain weight, it's in the back of my arms. Some girls are like, my first 2
Nope.
pounds right to my pussy.
Holy shit!
That was so stupid. I forgot
Hey,
where I
bro.
was for a minute. It was just us hanging out in chat.
It does
Oh
though.
shit, but I'm
It ain't
sure
a
there are
lot.
women out there like that. I'm sure there's
Like
some
fuck.
girl out there, she's like, "Oh my God, my first 5 pounds right to my tits and pussy." And we're all
Not
there's
to
a
my
girl out
ass,
there.
but my pussy.
She's like, "My pussy and my tits and lips get so fat with my first 5," and we're all like, "Bitch." I'm gonna start
Oh my
saying that when
god.
I just hang out with people, like, "Oh my God,
Ozempic pussy.
I'm like 5 pounds heavier than normal. You can't tell. It's all in my pussy." I used to have a whole joke about a fat pussy when I used to go on stage when I used to do stand up. I'll partially tell it to you guys now because it's partially a real story. So when I was younger, I went my okay, I should preface this by I had a buddy named Chris. We all called him Bubba. And he would always anytime he walked into the room for any girl, like when Layla got here, he'd be like, "Oh, Layla's here. Sup, Layla, you got sand in your pussy?" Every time to any girl. It was like you just walked in the room as a female. You didn't like, let's say there was 5 people hanging out. You're not trying, you're like, hi. You're not trying like, you know, whatever it is. So whoever the girl is, you're just like shy or whatever. He'd be like, oh, Abbie's here. Oh, Abbie, what's up? You got sand in your pussy tonight? every time. And it always
It
made me
probably
laugh.
worked.
So one night we were like probably like smoking pot or something. And I was like, one time when I was young, I went on a slide I shouldn't have gone on. And it was too short and I had to go on a longer slide. Like I was tall and it was too short and I slid down the slide and the way I hit the ground, it was at one of the Disney parks, like not Typhoon Lagoon, but one of those other ones like Fort Wilderness or something. So one of those weird things. And I got sand in my pussy. And I was in a bad mood. It ruined my whole rest of my day at the park. So one day when I was high, I told him this. But as the story went on, and I've adjusted it over the years because it was just like started to exaggerate because you just start to think of all the rides that you could be on at a water slide park. And then it was like, oh, and then like what happened if your pussy just kept swelling? Like, could you go on the raft ride with your friends? Or like go in the lazy river. I don't know, but it became like a whole joke thing in my set. But for you guys, I'll just tell you the real story of one time I was in a bad mood when I was a kid because I got sand in my pussy. So
It's not a comfortable feeling at all.
You've had sand in your pussy?
Not like in the crevices, you know, it happens. You know, and it's like, fuck, like you got to go back in the water and like shake out your, you know.
Yeah,
I don't even know how we're
inside.
into this.
And then they like sit in the bottom of your tits and you got to shake it out in the water too.
Okay,
It's like-
that's the other thing I have to say. For a certain transvestigation where they zoom in on girls' crotches in bathing suits at the beach and they're like, transvestigation, that's a man. I want to say sometimes, or she just has tons of sand in her pussy.
That too.
Well, if you sit with your feet towards the ocean, like right there, and let the waves come up, you will always get sand in your vagina.
Always.
And like, yeah,
That's how I
Sand in
tan
your
sometimes.
vagina.
When it's
sex on
too
the
You
hot.
will
beach,
always
don't
get
do
sand
it.
in your
So
vagina.
overrated. That's how you get a lot of sand there, and it's not comfortable. So
I think sex on the beach in real life and the drink both overrated.
absolutely, like it's just don't. It's
That's
not
a
that
great
good.
way to sell it to bartenders.
I don't know how people drink on the beach, honestly. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, really.
Yeah, like that much
Ugh.
heat and
Ugh, I got the worst headache from doing that. I was like, I'm never doing this again. Nope.
I think the drunkest I've ever been,
It
like
was vodka too. Ugh.
bad.
not
Do you ever
was-
take a joint on a raft in the water?
Yeah, I smoke it in the water
That's the best.
in front of everybody.
I
don't give
feel
a
so
fuck.
free. There is something about smoking a joint in the water on the beach that just makes me feel like I want an American flag.
Yeah.
Like I'm like God, like I'm so grateful. Like I just feel like
You just talk to the water.
yeah,
You know,
my joint. All of
I
a
love
sudden
it.
I'm like bumba ras busiklat. I start talking Jamaican when I'm just alone with the ocean.
There's something
Oh my
about the
gosh.
water that I love. That's just so like it's cleansing. It's like being baptized over and over again. You can just get cleansed every time with that salt water. Oh, so good for you. So good.
It makes your skin all feel tight afterward
Mm-hmm.
and
You just
healed.
feel
Like it
good.
just sucks everything out of your body.
Mm-hmm. And our sand is made of quartz crystal, like all of it. It comes from this stream or whatever. There's a huge mountain made of quartz crystal, and that's how all this quartz on the sand is like literally when you zoom into it, it's like crystals of quartz. I'm like, gorgeous, healing, baby, heal me, baby. That's why I sit in the sand, no towel. I'm like,
I have
how do you
some
like that
quartz
feeling?
crystal on my beach, some,
Yeah.
but mine's just fractal versions of the big shells. So whatever big
Mm.
shells you find, it just gets finely graded until they're so like. But if you put them under a microscope, they all look the same as the big shells that you
yeah,
find.
it's so beautiful.
I love it. I love the beach. I'm so glad I will be there Tuesday.
I'm gonna be there tomorrow.
Lucky.
I manifested my timeline. I love it.
I will be there tomorrow. I'm off, yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. So
Hmm.
close. I got to see like waterfalls and mountains at my time off this last
Yeah.
week. It was nice. I like there's so much about Oregon and the West Coast that I'm like, "Oh, this is so beautiful." And
It
but
really is.
it's like there's too many people there now. Like it's just too like all the things you want to go see, so does everybody else. They used to all just be little spots no one knew about. And now
Yeah.
it's just like all crowded. Everything's a huge spot somebody knows about, and you just have to imagine what it would be like with none of the people there.
What waterfalls did you go to?
Oh, I don't even know. It was
You don't
all around
know?
Eugene. I've been to every waterfall in like that in Oregon on the drives and in the Portland Trail, but this time we were just around Eugene and went to some like local swimming holes, and I mean, I'm sure we
So
drove
you've been to
somewhere.
like Silver Creek Falls? Like that one was one of my favorites. Like where you go under the waterfall and it's that huge cavern. You see the holes in the roof of the cavern, and the
I've
waterfall
been
comes over the front of you. It's
I've
fucking
is that
awesome.
out at Horsetail? And
Yeah, that's where we'd pick mushrooms. That's where we pick Liberty Caps. Right there by Silver Creek
oh my
Falls.
gosh, it seems like all up through there you'd be because it's so moist.
Yeah, and it's like they just grow on
Moist.
the grass. They don't grow on shit. They just grow on the grass, and they're fucking the
I
best
love that
mushroom I've
word.
ever had.
What
Moist.
word? Moist. I
Moist.
don't
I
mind the
love it.
word moist at all. But everything I ever eat that's moist, I'm like, delicious. I love
Hmm.
cake.
People hear that,
I don't
oh,
want
I
no
hate that
dry
word. I'm
ass
like,
That
cake.
why?
cake is not
What are
good.
you thinking about when you hear moist? Moist damp towel?
You
Yeah.
know what did it for? No, what did it for me was like because guys have wet dreams, and so when we did sex ed when I was a little kid, they're like girls don't have wet dreams; they're called moist dreams, and I was like,
Ew.
that's what bothered me. I was like, why can't it just be called a wet dream too? Why you gotta
Literally would
fucking
think that dream
distinguish?
comes out of your pussy.
Pussy. I don't
Yeah,
like that word. That word I don't like.
I know. I don't mind it. I don't mind
She
any
likes
of
the
the
word
vagina
kitty.
words.
I don't like how it's spelled. It should be
You
Pusie.
would have to say kitty to me in such the right context for me to get down on that word, being a
Yeah,
normal word. Like it would have to be in such the right context for me to be like, I see you.
play with this
Otherwise, it'd
kitty
be
like you play with your guitar. Some
What's
Cardi
the
B shit.
etymology of vagina? Vagina. Vagina.
Fragile.
what is it for
Vagina.
you?
Va- vagina. I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going to eat?
I'm
I
gonna
have to
just
look
get a
into it.
snack. I'm not gonna eat what I'm supposed to eat. So yes, and I need
You-
tissue because I've got this cold. It's driving me crazy.
She does not have a bioweapon.
I don't. I can actually breathe through my nose, and I can actually smell really
She
good.
can smell and taste, everyone. Don't you think it's a bioweapon?
I don't even think it's a cold. I think maybe it's just allergies, but I don't know. It's driving me crazy. I'll be
You
right back.
drive me crazy. I just can't sleep. Hey,
Uh-huh.
Brittany, I know you watching, girl.
Oh
Blue
my
cup,
gosh.
blue and white cup. We see you, girl. We see you, Brittany.
Why am I looking up vagina right now? I don't want to. It's taking me away from concentrating.
Sorry.
I'm like, I don't want to look up vagina right now.
I'll
Anymore.
look it up.
Ooh,
I'll
but
post
ooh, I
it.
got warm looking it up.
Va,
Let me get
va, va,
let me
voom.
get back to my delicious joint. I ordered so many pink lady papers, also not a plug. I like the bamboo papers or the pink ladies. I will get the undyed, but the pink ones would make me feel happy.
I like Duchess. I was not in a good mood. Did you not see me, Riggs? I was Medusa. Oh, speaking of Medusa, I heard people like make this joke, like, oh yeah, Medusa, turned men into stone. And I'm like, I bet she did with the way she looked at men. She got them into stone, like not how you think, like literal stone, but probably their fucking dicks hard. And I'm like, what? Maybe we got the myth wrong. And she was so seductive, and just by how she stared at men, literally made them fucking stoned.
Well, it was her looks. Like if anyone would see her true beauty, she didn't turn them to stone. And so like Perseus didn't really have to kill her. And then somewhere I feel like she's the representation of Ophiuchus, because if you see like the things he has to overcome, it's like he almost has to go through the zodiac and he battles the scorpions. And then right after the scorpions is Medusa and he cuts her head off. And we almost lose the 13th month in, the 13th zodiac sign.
You know what's interesting? Medusa, Aluza, is one of the three daughters of Allah that they speak of. Well, they don't want to speak of. Uza, Medusa, Usa. The same spelling. It's Uzza and Medusa, Usa. I don't know. I
Do you
think
feel
they
like
just
USA is USA somewhere? Like they cut the head off like USA?
maybe it's a spell. Medusa, USA. It's in there. Medium, mid USA, middle USA.
Med USA.
USA.
Oh, Med.
Well, I'm gonna figure out what these words mean because I'm
Pharma
doing a lot.
America. Medusa.
With-
And look, it's a snake too, crawling up a like
the snakes on her head made them into stone. Come on, man. She made men hard, bro,
she
and
made
they
him
didn't like
hard.
it.
She was an enchantress.
You can do it. You just can literally look at a man a certain way. And you just get him hard. You just got to know how to do it.
You're probably talking to, our audience.
Yeah, you can. You can do it.
They're like, yep.
I mean, hands off. Whatever you guys are doing in the background, hands off, please.
Hands off. Unless
Be
tomorrow you're
nice.
going to build something for your community or family, then hands off. Otherwise,
Hands off.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah. What else happened this week?
I know. It was all about the DNC. I watched Interview with a Vampire.
I started watching that first episode and then I fell asleep. There's something about it that I can't get into.
It took me a couple episodes. I like the story, the actors playing the part. You have to get over the old one. But the Lestat and the guy aren't great. But the girl who takes over the role for Kristen, whatever the young girl.
Claudia.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Claudia,
Yeah,
she comes back.
The one, no, it's not played by her, but the girl who takes over that role, she's the only one that does like a really great job.
I just started it last night. Like, part of me didn't want to, and I'm glad I did. It definitely doesn't follow the books, but I like that they don't make Louis such a pussy, because that's what I always hated about even the book, the Interview with the Vampire, but the first movie, Louis is such a fucking victim, such a fucking pussy. It's like, I don't know. I liked the black version, the pimp. I thought that was all good.
Some of it's smart. There are things about it that I do also like, is that it's not like all of a sudden Louis becomes a vampire and he doesn't ever deal with his family again. And Louis has a whole, I think it's the plague in the movie when Louis, which now we know with plagues, this is what I'm like.
The masks of it all was
Anyway.
what triggered me. Did that trigger you? The scene where
I didn't get to that part yet.
With the masks. It's the first episode, I think.
Yeah, usually first episodes of a lot of shows, I'm looking down doing something else the whole time. Like auditorily, it has to get me. Like it has to be smart somewhere.
They're serving Daniel the food, and it like they come in and they're wearing black masks, like the N95s or whatever.
Oh,
I didn't even pay attention to them. I
did, because that triggers me now. I'm like, fuck that.
But I think that was kind of part of the social programming of the mask that was supposed to happen eventually, is that if we were wearing one long enough, people didn't see those people on screen anymore. And so it was supposed to be the help. And that's how we were all supposed to be seen. We were not, we were supposed to just be seen as the help and not on camera anymore. We were not main stars. And so those of us who never wore them, and I think the people who kept them off the most maintained some part of themselves.
Yes, we did.
I think it was the mask was a huge spell. And so there is something even about that. Like, I don't even recall those people on screen. That's how I feel. Like there were so many masked people. When people are like, if we go to a store and there's like 3 masked people, I'm like, I didn't even like, if it was just us in the store with those 3 masked people, I would be like, oh, I just thought we were in the store alone.
Yeah.
And if you come in and I see you in a mask, I just assume you have monkeypox. Like, I don't think you're scared of us. I just think we all should be scared of you. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you have going on? Like, I'm waiting for you to like unveil this and your jaws like Beetlejuice. Like, yeah.
I really don't understand it. Like logically, y'all, I don't know how they don't use their brains and not see that like your fucking skin is an organ. Like your eyes can absorb the virus. Like really, your ears can absorb the virus.
If you like, we don't even have to like, if it's that.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it were real, but it
Like
ain't.
even like yeah, there's so much. Like this is why this is why we have to eventually be able to be like, okay, we're gonna talk tyranny about
I'm not
things that
playing
we're not
around this
allowed to
time.
talk about.
I'm not playing around this time. I swear to God, if people try to enforce me and say, hey, put a fucking mask on, and they hand me one, I'm taking that mask and I'm going to fucking jail. I'm whacking them in the face.
Oh, girl,
I'm
I
done. I
even
will get arrested. I don't give a fuck.
into the CAT scan. In like my spleen's exploded. I am like my worst self. And they're like, they put a mask. If you'll just put this on while I wheel you down the hall. I was like, like, I don't even have the energy to get that off my shoulder. Like, I'm sick over here. I don't need any of that on me. Like, no, my
And even
dying
the
breath.
emergency room, I went in when the whole thing just for abscess of my tooth. Put a mask on. I was like, absolutely not. I need to breathe. This is infected. Absolutely not. I need oxygen. I can't do that. No, I'm sorry.
The only
You
thing
can't
that
refuse
triggered me
me.
more is when they asked me my pronoun.
Fuck out of here.
I swear I only had probably 2 hours left to live and I used freaking 10 minutes to go on a rant.
Well,
I was like, are you kidding me?
Are
they'll
you
remember
socially
you.
profiling me?
I made them
That's what you should have
I
said.
made them put a note in my account that they have to guarantee that no one asks my pronoun again or never ask me for a pregnancy test again. They had to figure out what one of those things they were going to do. Because they can't legally not ask a woman for a pregnancy test before she goes into a couple of those machines. They have to
Mhm.
make you take one because it could fuck up your baby. So it's like, uh-oh, we're in a medical conundrum now. And so if this is the case, this is why we need to agree that there's only 2 fucking sexes because some of the sexes legitimately can be pregnant and not go into those machines if they are. And so then if you have silly insurance and you have to pay insurance, how many pregnancy tests are wasted on somebody playing with their pronoun?
Mm.
If every asshole that goes to the hospital, if I decide to call myself a them, do them theys have to get pregnancy tested? Do
Well,
she, hims? But now it's just birthing persons, which also can be a him, they, or whatever. So it's just like, so now are we pregnancy testing it? This is me and my dying breath.
I mean, yeah. Do you know what
Fuck
happened
off.
recently? Okay, apparently there's a 16-year-old with autism who wanted to do a sex change and his parents did not agree with it. So they took their DCSF, took whatever the fucking company is called or whatever. They took the child away and the parents are being charged. This is the world that we're going into if we don't do
What
something.
state?
Oh, I forgot what state.
This
I'll
is
find it
why
and I'll post it on
50
my page.
separate states matter.
Won't happen in Texas or Oklahoma, I can tell you that. Because I feel like,
Won't happen in Florida.
yeah.
All you have to do is 16-year-old with autism removed from parents' care because transgender or whatever. I don't even know how to fucking word that anymore. Sickos.
And they just woke up, or like he just broke up with his
Sick.
girlfriend. I don't even know. There's
Y'all are sick. If you're an adult, do whatever you want. Kids, leave them alone. You want to be a them, they, go ahead. But don't do it in front of the kids. Leave the kids alone. How about that? But even them doing it is just like inspiring kids to be that. Like, go seek help, please.
I'm like, just become interested.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Washington, D.C. Yep.
Washington, D.C. Because Washington, D.C. is not even one of the United States. It's not even part of the United States.
The whole
Wow, this
District
is an
of
interesting
Columbia
case.
thing. I mean, is this Columbia the country, or what is the like? That's what I don't understand.
A military family who lost custody of their autistic son after they refused to transition his gender are suing a major DC hospital. The family said their boy had never shown any desire to become a girl until at 16 he was hospitalized for self-harming after a bitter breakup with his girlfriend in 2021. Staff at Children's National Hospital informed the family that he wanted to be a female and should be referred to using she/her pronouns going forward in suit claims. His Army veteran parents from Prince George County in Maryland rejected the suggestion, saying their son was impressionable due to him being autistic. So, blah.
Yeah.
But that's not even a state in our country.
Thank God.
That is the foreign government that stands down on us. That I just think like probably pays the crown.
Why is it called District of Columbia?
That's what I was saying,
This
and
is
I was
the whole
on
thing.
mute.
Columbia. No, you said it. Columbia. But I was just finishing reading. Columbia, Columbus Day. I don't think it has anything to do with, and every single American knows Christopher Columbus didn't discover us at all. Every American knows that. So there's no part of it's like none of the story makes sense. Why do they want it? Columbine. What is
There's
it?
some weird spell to that. You're right.
Columbus, Ohio.
I have to look up stuff now. I'm putting Columbus on my Columbus. You're on fucking.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah, because there's documents of ancient buildings with highly advanced technology here before your motherfucking ass showed up and discovered the world. No, you did not discover the new world.
Columbus.
A column? Columbus. Bus. Incubus. Columbus.
Succubus.
I gotta go into the lexicon and get the roots for these words.
Homunculus.
Dude. I'm gonna do it.
Christopher Homunculus.
Fucking weird. Columbia. Cocaina. Huh.
Yeah, District of Columbia. Columbus. I don't know. It's creepy. And it's creepy that this land just sits down on us and we're like, okay.
Because I wonder if you have to investigate why Columbia is called Columbia, even way down there.
Columbia.
The shuttle?
No, the country. Or my ex-husband moved.
Discovered.
Was he Colombian?
White as fuck, but he married a Mexican lady and learned Spanish from her, and then abandoned her one day because he picked up a cocaine habit. So
home to indigenous people.
Colombia is, where you go if you are into cocaine, I guess.
United Province of New Granada. Wait, 1819 with what is now Colombia. So
write this down.
Grenadine Confederation, 1859, and then the United States of Colombia in 1863 before becoming a republic. Look at it, was the United States of Colombia and then became a republic, the current Republic of Colombia in 1886. With the backing of the United States and France, Panama seceded from the Colombia in 1903. But the only reason it seceded with backing is because the United States and France wanted to put a fucking canal through it.
Yeah.
Beginning in the 1960s, the country had suffered from an asymmetric low and blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Etymology. The name Columbia is derived from the last name of the Italian navigator Christopher Columbus. Can't be, y'all.
United States of Colombia is what
Crystal
it was called?
Ball colon.
It's all
Christopher
weird.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492 with the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Oh my God, they taught us that in the fifth kindergarten. I still remember it.
Dang, man. Everything's really
Santa
just named
Maria,
after Christopher Columbus.
Nina, Pinta, Santa Maria. Why those three names?
Crystal Ball Columbus. Crystal. Like, what the fuck?
Why
No, the word
this name
America
all of a
comes
sudden?
from
It's for a
what?
reason.
But it's weird though because the word America doesn't come from that. It comes from the
What?
explorer Amerigo Vespucci, I think.
Oh, man.
And I
But then
don't know if he came
also,
first before
isn't
Columbus.
there a Mercia where it was like in like same as York? There was also a Mercia, and then some people say like Amorica, like it was a Moorish place.
Ahmed Merci.
And some people that think like the black people never came from Africa, but they were actually shipped to Africa, like it was a slave trade that went the other way, and that the Moors were here, but they wouldn't work. Like the natives of the land wouldn't work. They wouldn't be enslaved. So they had to like break them and tell all their children they came from faraway lands they'll never see again.
This is a rabbit hole. And we're going to
Columbus,
figure it out. Yeah. We're going to be the ones to uncode all
because
this.
Lumbus. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm
Lombard, like the
obsessed
spine.
also. I know, like I can't say Ferris wheels enough in the Chicago World's Fair. I know everybody with like all the other technology and stuff, but I think the Ferris wheel is something missing about the way the energy. Zeppelins, I think they were kind of parked, and anything under the Zeppelin, they almost provided like they harnessed the electricity in a way. So they put out like an energy blanket. I think, but I think something about the Ferris wheel pumped the energy. Like once it was started, it kept going, almost like a hydraulic engine.
That's
Like
what it
it,
was necessarily. What if they use magnets in that
that's what I
equation too?
think. Anything you get spinning once, if you turn the magnet just right and it hovers the magnet away from itself, it'll perpetually spin. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so there, if you see, I'm going to just pull this up. I don't know why I keep talking about it. This, when people talk about like ancient antiquitech, I think the real Ferris wheels we couldn't work the same way as the Eiffel Tower. They wanted to destroy it after the World's Fair, but I think it harnessed energy the same way as like the Empire State Building. I think it did something like that too. There was a reason they were the tallest buildings in the area, because the taller building you had, the more free energy that you could encompass. That's what I think.
Now
So
it's the
that's
UAE, right? With the
now they're
tallest
doing
building.
all that. Yeah, they're doing all that in Dubai, which is crazy to me, girl, because then think of the world event you're planning. If typhoons or earthquakes or all this shit isn't real, you're telling me you can just put some sand in the middle of the ocean somewhere and create an
But
entire
think
fake
about that.
land?
The silica that's involved with it, the ether and the electricity that's involved in that area, that dry heat, it's like clean, non affected energy almost, because there's not much rain that happens there. And when it does, it fucking typhoons or whatever.
Parts of
But
Mexico were created like that too, though, Chaney.
uh-huh.
Didn't you like they made freaking mats that like they floated out rafts and they created a land on rafts.
I know. I just think it's like the same way as they say sunken cities and shit like that. You can't just sink a city. You have to have an artificial city made to sink.
Yeah.
And then you get a whole bunch of people there and rich, and it's like a travesty waiting to happen. Like
Yeah.
it's like they're
Did you
setting
see
up.
what
What?
happens in an earthquake when things are built like on a sandy like area or
Oh,
like muddy
yes.
area? It turns to liquid. It liquefies. Dirt liquefies and it brings everything
You guys,
down. It
look at the
sucks it up.
size of each of these carts.
Liquefaction, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
So look at these carts, the size of them. They look so similar to the streetcars that they tore up across the country that also ran on this
Yep.
energy, I believe. And so this Ferris wheel, was bigger than like it. The whole thing about it was I out Eiffelled Eiffel. Like it was so huge. Look how big it was
Also,
to the entire World's Fair.
they don't even talk about the use of radium anymore. Not only like the free energy with it all, like and how it powered things up, but how it healed people, especially with the eyesight and like cancers. Like just take a vial of that and put it wherever the thing is, and it sucks the problem right out into the vial. It's like some kind of superconductor, like or a sucker, like a Ghostbuster or something. I don't know, a demon sucker. Radium is something interesting we need to look into too. Well, I'm trying to little by little.
Trying to see if I can find a good picture of it. In Chicago, they had this people walker around the entire thing, and it went like 6 miles an hour on the inside and 3 miles an hour on the outside, and you could just walk on it. But it's like, why would you destroy the whole thing? Look at this thing, y'all. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm going to shit my pants. I could be totally wrong about this. I don't know look at why I brought it up. This is because I am magic. Look at what the Chicago World's Fair of 1893, the Columbian Expedition.
There you go.
It says throughout the late 1800s, many places were competing for the chance to participate in the Great Expedition. And this is the Columbia statue. Oh my gosh, we have to pull it up now. Because see this big statue right here? That's the back of it.
I'm telling you, we're onto something.
Okay. I'm going to pull it
What
up.
god is it?
Columbia, yeah.
I'm just saying, what god could that possibly represent that we all think it's a man that was like a great explorer, but
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could see
point.
the front of the statue.
I'm going to pull it up right now for you. I got busy little hands. I just had to pull it up from a different angle because I was looking for the people walker, but I forgot we were talking about Columbus. And then I was remembering my dig, and then I was like, I'm going to shit my pants if this is like, if his name is Columbus. And then I was like, oh my
This is
God, it
powerful.
totally is.
I will tell you, this is powerful. A powerful gesture. It really is.
Like, look at that. So, yeah, he even has the ball with the eagle on it.
That is not Christopher Columbus at all. He's got the fucking wreath around his head.
No, that's somebody else.
This is a god.
That's Zeus.
It looks like it's got titties. It looks like Athena or
It
something.
totally has titties.
Oh, does it have titties? Oh, yeah. Is that the Statue of Liberty?
Oh my gosh, look at all these other gods.
Yeah.
Behind
Oh my God, what a rabbit hole,
It's
bro.
the Pantheon.
And the ball.
Who decided to burn this down? That's what I want to know. Who made the call? Hey, guys.
Look at this thing.
Like, we need to burn all of this down. Who made that
and they
decision?
don't do that shit now. My ass.
Let me
The
see
Native
what-
Americans were way more technologically advanced than the fucking narrative that we're pushed to believe.
Oh, yeah. And Native Americans were also black, too.
Yeah.
Just so people are aware.
Okay, there was in the 1893, the World's Columbian Expedition in Chicago, Illinois, featured a bust of Christopher Columbus on a silver medal. The medal also included a spread eagle on a shield, a scene depicting the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the words World's Columbian Expedition in Chicago. I didn't want that. Sorry, I thought it had different, what was the words written? Columbus statue.
Lucifer isn't.
Okay, this is what it says. The statue of Christopher Columbus at the 1893 World's Columbian Expedition in Chicago depicted the explorer in the act of taking possession of the New World on behalf of his sovereigns. Right hand holds a staff with the standard of Castile and Aragon floating from it. Left hand holds a naked sword, face deep lined, beardless, and earnest, which is different from most portraits of Columbus. That is not the picture I'm talking about. Sorry, it was a different picture.
Oh.
That's a thyrsus. A spear tip with an ornament like a pine cone carried by Bacchus and his followers. That is a thyrsus. That is that's bacchanalian.
Okay, let's pull up a thyrsus. How do I spell it?
THYRSUS.
HYRSUS. Are you guys still on the screen with me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
great. I'm trying to make it stay on the screen. Oh my gosh. Look at that staff he had. Well, his staff has a pine cone on it.
It's like pine cone like. It's not necessarily a pine cone, but it's supposed to be pine cone like at the tip of the staff.
Huh.
Let me pull up this big picture of him sexy. But that's a man. See if you can find like a woman that
This is
has
Dionysus, right?
yeah, that,
Jesus. Dionysus.
Is Bacchus Dionysus?
Fear is called. Jesus.
my gosh. why is
Sounds
this
like
this way?
Jesus. Called Jesus? Dionysus? That's what it sounds like when I translate it. Call Jesus.
Oh yeah, Dionysus and Bacchus are the same god in Greek mythology, but Bacchus was a Roman name for him. Dionysus was the god of wine, fertility, orchards, fruit vegetation, festivity, insanity, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. He was also known as Liber Pater, or Pater, whatever, I don't know. The god, which would be like liberty, Liber,
Mm-hmm.
the god of fertility, because wine is said to free the mind of worries.
Liberty.
But that was
Okay, liberty is book for you, and liberty is holding a book, no? Or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty, book for you. Wow.
What if even the torch is actually a thyrsus?
The eagle on because the holy hand grenade, as the spiders would refer to it, how the queen always has the circle, like she's always holding that weird hole with the cross on it. He has the holy hand grenade with an eagle on it instead of a cross.
Maybe the cross is like a seal that binds it. When you continue it, it wraps around itself. Like a chain almost. You know? When you think about it,
I want to pull up the
continue the
Columbus
lines
statue
and they
again.
bend, it'll
Yeah.
like literally wrap it. It's like a wrap almost. Wow, literally, yeah.
I have
Which you could
some.
make into a vesica pisces too, if you're doing that, right?
Yeah. Like if you
Like that shit
continue it,
that way.
it could just wrap around itself like that. Literally. Wow.
This is some stoner conversation.
Yeah, because I'm stoned right now. And I just saw the vision of the lines just extending and
I love
wrapping
it.
around like a ball.
It's
So it's
perfect.
like, yeah.
That was pretty
And the eagle is
awesome.
free. A free world versus a jail, a cell.
Okay, I found this. The statue was funded by Benjamin Ferguson Fund, which commissioned French, look at the fucking French, to cast this recreation of the original 65-foot tall statue that stood the grounds of the expedition of 1893. This is just like a remake of it. The statue's right hand holds a globe on which an eagle perches with wings spread. The other, which if you kind of think about it in that eagle versus serpent thing, it's the eagle saying, look at, we took over the whole globe. We got America.
You know, an eagle's also shaped like a cross too when you think about it when its wings are spread. Like,
But there's something even about the eagle, I think, with victory, even the way they hold up the peace sign, that is a break. Like in the Yankee and Enlil, like somewhere, even in the Mexican flag of the eagle having his hand on the snake is a huge thing.
mm-hmm.
It's like in ways that like the snake has been demonized, but the statue's right hand holds a globe on which the eagle, and it says the other hand grasps a staff, which a plaque that reads liberty. Look at partly obscured by an encircling laurel wreath.
I said it.
Liber Pater is what this is.
Yeah, Liber
Liberpater.
A
Yeah.
laurel
Yeah.
wreath is
It's
corona.
Bacchus.
The original at the expedition had the Pythagorean cap on the top of the staff. It was the only partly gilded, no gold on the exposed skin of the head, neck, or arms, but the replica is completely gilded. So look at the hat of the original had the weird here. I'm gonna because you guys are you still on my screen?
I wonder if it's a
No,
place.
we're looking at you.
Because look at the Pythagorean hat.
Is it a place? A
That was
cap?
the
Yeah, it's a
original.
place.
Yeah.
This
Look
is our
at-
ancient hat, bruh.
Look at a Dacian prisoner with Pythagorean cap. A soft
That's a
cap.
place. It's made of wool.
Kind of
We
looks like
still
a
make them to
iPhone.
this day.
What
That's
if,
our cap that we need.
is that it?
That's a
Is that-
place.
Okay, let me go back to this. Blah blah blah. The original statue stood in front of the court of honor inside the Great Basin Pool. Look at always with the Great Basin Pool. However, on August 28th, 1896, that statue was destroyed by fire on order of the park commissioners. It was all a sacrifice, like Burning Man. The replacement statue stands in the area between the expedition's electricity and administration buildings, both demolished after the expedition at the intersection of Richards Drive and Hayes Drive. One of the two additional replicas of the statue stands in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California.
This is like 3 sinks for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear, you guys, there's something on the back of this, like written, and for some reason, I can't find it right now. Like carved into it.
Most likely. They tend to do that.
Columbia.
I'm going to do some lexicon work on that word.
Yeah, and there's something with the eagle too.
It's weird that even had the Liber on it, or Liberty, but I feel like that's weird. That was not what fucking Columbus was about. That's what
No, not at all.
Dionysus is about.
Not at all. It's weird. Yeah, Dionysus makes more sense than because that's what their entire
Isn't Zeus too
all
though?
of their yeah, yeah, he's up there, but I just think in their weird sexual like all their rituals when I always like
I think
get to the bottom of them, it's always
about
Dionysus.
Dionysus. Yeah, that's a lot of the sex cults, like some of the bigger like ritual stuff is all Dionysus or Bacchus. Same god.
Oh my gosh. Columbus. And then how people came in and they're like, no more Columbus Day. They got rid of that spell. They're like, they're catching on to the spell. Let's make it Indigenous Persons Day, which the weird thing, like, it just like indigenous, but I don't know. Everything is like Indian, indigenous, like it just, it's weird.
Indoors.
Do you remember when Indigo
Inside.
Children was a thing?
Yeah.
Like it was like the hottest. That was like the first push with New Age was Indigo Children.
Yeah.
I was for 5 minutes. I was looking for Aunt Jemima syrup, and I'm like, where the fuck this bottle looks like it, but it doesn't say Aunt Jemima. I thought they just took her image out. No, they changed the whole bottle and the whole brand. It says on the corner there used to be Aunt Jemima, but now it's called something Farms.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't say Aunt Jemima anymore. They even took her name off.
I wonder if they still own all the things that they're getting rid of because of racism. We should buy them and recreate them. Like if they want to dump Aunt Jemima, cool story, whatever Farms, we'll make syrup called Aunt Jemima.
Right?
But we need a black person to do it because then it's like a legitimately black company and you're fucking supporting it. I feel like.
Because then they'll say we're like a white person taking, like, and I get that. We don't want to do that. We want to bring it back for them.
Appropriating.
Because, like, come on, that's Aunt Jemima. I was a kid and I turned that Aunt Jemima into a real character. With the cereal box and like just being a kid, like you use your imagination, especially with Aunt Jemima. Like she was like comfort.
Yeah, because even if you didn't have a lot of Barbie dolls, Aunt Jemima could still be an Aunt Jemima to your Barbies. Like she still was built different.
Yeah,
Aunt
you know,
Jemima
like
might have had a gun.
yeah, because we didn't have TV. We had like our cereal boxes in the morning, and they had fun games on them and toys inside of them. So it was like a kid thing to do. You had a whole ass character right there, and like being a kid, you used your imagination. Now we can't do that. Like that was so sad. I was so heartbroken when I saw that.
Probably something in reality is the Aunt Jemima bottle probably came from ancient Antiquitech, and they probably can't create glass like that anymore.
Why can't they create glass like that anymore? The technology is lost, like going to the moon. Fucking annoying.
They used to have the technology to make the Aunt Jemima bottle, but it was destroyed.
Yeah, I guess we're stupider now or something. Something's wrong with us.
Somewhere that's
So
a
weird.
funny meme. Somewhere that's a funny meme with the Aunt Jemima bottle and the moon. Two things
Yeah,
I don't believe in.
we need to make memes of her and bring her back to
We
life.
need to put Aunt Jemima on everything.
Yeah, all the memes.
Old school Aunt Jemima. We should take Kamala Harris out of things and put Aunt Jemima and put
No.
a real black woman you can believe in.
Oh, okay, that way, yeah.
Just makes life sweeter.
That way, yeah.
Aunt Jemima makes life sweeter.
Yeah.
Blacker than Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Literally.
That's where if I was a fake reporter and I went to the DNC, I would get up and I would be like, but Kamala Harris, how do you feel about the Aunt Jemima bottle?
Really? Oh, well. What would you say, bitch? What would
We
you
have
say?
to
Yo, we gotta clip this
unburden
out.
what was by what
Kamala
has
Harris.
been.
Ask that question again.
Well, sometimes we have to unburden what was by what has been.
Wait, how does she laugh?
Can you be?
Oh, wait, that was Hillary.
No, wait.
I just don't know.
That was my Sky to
song.
get
No, wait.
Can you be unburdened by what has been?
I
Can
can't do
you be unburdened by what has been?
Has been.
But
No,
can
I
you
can't do
be
it.
unburdened by what has been?
But your hands
Can
have to go.
you
You got to do the
be
left hand
unburdened
down and the
by
right
what
hand up.
has been? It's different every time.
She
Sorry.
does
Kamala.
the same hand motions though. She literally. Can you be unburdened?
The most
the
undemocratic thing for her to be running right now because they didn't even vote. That's the most undemocratic thing to happen in
Her
US.
weave or her hair is looking so good.
Y'all, that's a big problem how she's running for president. They didn't even vote.
They didn't do nothing.
Like, what the fuck? Where's the
concerts.
democracy? Where's the democracy, Democrats?
I forgot she picked a VP. I was
don't-
like, when's she gonna pick her VP? I forgot. She did.
I had no idea.
Yeah, the guy with the horse.
XRP, baby.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How did you forget that? You made the video.
Because that's how I get things off my head so they don't stress me out anymore.
There
I
you
just
go.
Yo,
put out a
I'm gonna
minute
win the
video.
Mega Millions.
Okay. I hope.
I am. Absolutely.
I believe it.
I'm
Even
gonna
though
win it.
Jeffrey Epstein won twice, so it makes me think it's a payoff for the CIA or the elite.
It's coming. I don't care.
I don't believe in the lottery. I think it's a compulsory tax. But I hope
Hey,
you
you
win.
never know.
I hope you win. I
What's
hope
his name?
it's yeah. Or go to the casino.
Yeah, I always have luck, actually.
That casino.
I do. I'll just take like
Casino,
500
casino.
bucks and like leave with like 1,500 usually. You know, triple my money. I don't
There's
go
some
to play
casinos
big.
in Florida. Like the
I
hard
play to
there's a
have
few hard
fun.
rocks. That's how I play too.
Mm. Yeah, baby. This is how I dance with the machines. Come on, baby. That's
That's
right.
scorpion
That's
shit.
right. Yeah, I love it.
That dance
It's all
that
in
you're
the
doing
hands.
reminds me of my Maria a little bit.
You just got to do this.
When
Pick
she
your
gets
hands
excited about something,
Mhm.
it's like back and
It's
forth
like,
like that.
you know? And then I'm telling you, it's in the hands, your energy. You just have fun with the machine or whatever the game is that you're playing, blackjack, and telling you,
That's how
you
my
just want
mom
to have
feels
fun.
too. My mom feels the
It
same way.
works. It works.
She likes to touch it and talk to the people next to her and big up them. Like like, you know how other people get all jealous and stingy and they're like, "Oh, this person won. I'm mad." She is like so excited. Like if you
Yeah.
won all the money in the world next to her, it would make her so happy. Like she
Yeah.
gave birth to you. She'd be proud
It's
of
the
you.
best. It's the best.
I
You have
always
to go
cheer
in
other
with that
people
energy
on.
like you're going to a club. You're going there to have a good time, you know? And that money that you're taking, you be glad to spend it, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's how
just
my
watch
mom
the
is
magic happen.
grateful. She's like, "I'm so grateful that I can just do this. I have this to just do this with." And then
Mm-hmm.
she is a winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, you can't go in there with energy like you got to pay your bills.
Nope. And you can't go in there like, oh, I'm winning. No, you're going there to have a good time. You're not going there for that intent. You're going there to have a good time. That's
You're
it.
drawing energy toward you.
Uh-huh.
All right. We have done it. Do you guys have anything else to say before we hit the dusty trail?
I love you guys.
I
Y'all
love
are
you guys.
awesome.
Thank you for hanging out for our Schlim Schlam conversation. It'll get more prepared going into September for every stage of the Secret Society of Good Guys.
Yep.
So, we have to go to the costume store.
It's gonna get fun.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get
Fall
weird.
is fun.
It's gonna get weird and fun, and we have some fun guests planned, and some fun content to create. And yep, I know the Brooks and Dunn song "My Maria." I feel like I know all the My Maria songs. I actually surprisingly knew more than she did. But yeah, I was surprised when I was like, "What? Your real name's not Maria?" Yeah.
You
So
might know West Side Story.
I liked the Blondie song. I'm not gonna sing
I don't
it.
know it.
What, Heart
I'm
of
gonna sing
Glass?
it. Maria.
Oh.
Maria. Na 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 Maria.
I like how Abbie's still like kind of blonde. Like what Heart of Glass? Maria. We were just
Well,
talking-
I heard you guys talking
I
about
like the Blondie
I like the
song. What
freestyle.
tired
Rapture?
now, so my head
Fat
is only
Fat
like
Freddy and everybody. No, Maria.
I literally have. I heard you talk about my Maria, but I was not like dialed into the conversation at all. I'm like, I'm tired.
I like the freestyle
Don't.
version. Maria. Na 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 na
You
na
gotta
na
see
Maria.
her.
Yeah, there you go. That one.
That's the Blondie one.
Oh,
A
that's the Blondie one.
million and one on the I don't know I don't know the words. All right, you guys. I love you. We will definitely see you Friday. And if anything weird happens in the world, you never know. We could see you sooner. We could be sound testing everything for Secret Society of Good Guys Lodge 1202 on Wednesday. So who knows if
This
you get
Wednesday?
well, we might just be testing the sound and everything this Wednesday and
Okay.
making sure, but yeah, who knows? So make sure that you're hitting the like and subscribe, and definitely we'll see you Friday though. So yeah, until we see you again. I am sorry that Juliette Lewis is so loud at this part. It is a little
Huh?
It is a little loud. So maybe if you want to turn down your TV a couple for Juliette Lewis to scream at you, and then you can turn it back up for the Secret Society of Good Guys songs. Okay. Love you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Britney Spears, can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally. intentionally, magically. Good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.